Yo, yo, yo. What's happening with it? What it do? What it do? Y'all already know we definitely gonna cook today. You tuned in to another episode of Everything Boxing. There you go, talking that boxing again. Yeah. When y'all come in the building, jump in the comments, let me know you in the building. Make sure that you hit the like button. Whole lot to talk about. We got a whole lot to talk about. So we definitely about to get it in. Let me see who we got in the building. My man, Mill City Boxing in the building, man. He do the best interviews out here. He continue to bring y'all heat every single day. He putting in work. So, man, salute to Mill City Boxing, man. Shit, by far one of my favorite channels on here. And like I said, man, he putting in work. Real talk. He putting in work, giving everybody the content that they want to hear from the fighters directly. You know what I'm saying? That man connected in. He connected like a Cuban drug lord. Michael Ray, what's happening with it? Specs in the building. Gerardo Medina, what it do? Yeah. So y'all make sure that y'all smash the like button. Anthony Justice said he can't wait to my Montana Love take. Oh yeah, you know I'm gonna get on his ass. I had myself cracking up with that thumbnail. I ain't got no damn sense. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, when y'all come in the building, let me know you're in the building. Smash on the like button, and definitely we gonna cook today. A lot of things went down this weekend, man. Ketty Peeps, what's happening with it? Yeah, Michael Ray, Montana Love, a flat out clown. Y'all know. I mean, I don't know how he one of the few boxers that I just don't like. But I got my reasons for that too. Nothing personal, but he just, clown to me. Yeah. So we definitely gonna cook on him. We're gonna talk about everything that went on in boxing, man. Shit. ESPN had a good card on too. But man, I hate when they do that, man. You had the Lakers playing in the in-season championship game. At the same time, you had the ESPN boxing card on, and at the same time, you had the Devin Haney Regis Prograis pay-per-view on. Like, man, that shit, bro. Like, yeah, I hate when they do that. You know what I'm saying? I hate when they do that. I hate when they put all of these events on at the same time. So you gotta really, you know what I'm saying? You gotta really choose which one you gonna watch. So I was kind of going back and forth between, the Devin Haney card and the ESPN card and the boxing into the main event. You know what I'm saying? Into the Montana Love fight, because I want to see him get his ass beat. And I told everybody he was gonna get the Bigen beat out his head. So that's when I really started just locking in on the pay-per-view, is when the Montana Love fight came. Jay Grant, what's happening with it? Dank Father, we get it, dog. Dank Father, we get it. You know what I'm saying? We get it, bro. Let me get to Devin Haney, bro. Calm down. This nigga Dank Father been in here talking about, man, I told y'all, man, Devin this and that since before the show even started. We gonna get to giving Devin Haney his flowers. Calm down, Dank Father. Chill out, dog. Damn. Man. How you say that you a fanatic without saying you a fanatic? Yeah. The best dad ever. What's happening with it? Javier Valencia, what it do? Old school 868. What's happening with it, old school? We gonna get to Devin, dog. Sit tight. Man. But yeah, man. So it was a lot going on in boxing. You know what I'm saying? A lot going on this weekend, man. Bill Haney, I gotta give Bill Haney his credit because that motherfucker, he did a great job promoting this fight. DAZN did a great job promoting this fight. Regis Prograis, he did a great job. Devin Haney did a great job. But Bill Haney, he put in that work, and he really did a tremendous job promoting this fight. You know what I'm saying? Bill Haney, he need to be a promoter. Like, real talk. And then he got up this morning, was up early this morning, and he still ain't stopped promoting Devin. That's the promoter right there. You know what I'm saying? That's a hell of a promoter. Like I said, man, that motherfucker, bro. He can promote. So he definitely, I do see a future, a hell of a future in him promoting fights later on down the line if they let him in the boxing fraternity. Because it's a tight it's tight in boxing. They don't want to let no new cats in. But yeah, man, he was definitely on the job. But I'm gonna get into all of that. I'm just trying to wait for some more people to come in. So y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Smash on the like button. It's free. It don't cost nothing. Don't just sit up here and just be watching. If you're gonna watch, you can watch somebody else's shit. If you ain't gonna, smash the like button. It's free. It's easy to do. Old school says, yeah, I give Bill Haney his credit. He made me lying ass, but he puts it in the work. Yeah. It's substance behind the lying that he do. You know what I'm saying? It's substance behind it. It's a point to it. So I understand, you know what I'm saying? I understand, not all of it, because some of that shit they could just, they don't have to do. But I get it. Jay Chestnut, what's happening with it? Treshawn Edwards, what's happening with it? Salute. But yeah. So we definitely gonna talk about everything that went down, man. Robisi Romero lost on the top ranked main event card. I think he was I think the dude that beat him, nobody never had heard of. He never had fought in the US before. All his fights was in Mexico, and he was like a negative 1,500 underdog. And for those who don't know what that is, that means that if you bet on him to win, $100 would have gave you $1,500. Yeah, he was tall as hell. I never had seen him. None of y'all in here never had seen him fight before. So don't get the line and shit. Ain't nobody never seen him before. And I'm gonna touch on the Clarissa Shields shit. I just want to get more people in here before I touch on that subject. Well, I might just wait to do a video. I'll figure out if I'm gonna touch on that subject or do a video about it. But man, that was a huge upset. They didn't. That wasn't supposed to happen like that. Now, I seen there was some controversy in that fight, right? It was some because I didn't get to watch that fight because that fight was going on the same time that Regis and Devin was fighting. So y'all know what fight I was watching. I'm watching the Regis and Devin fight because I'm thinking that Robisi Romero, I'm thinking that he got an opponent that he's just gonna go in there and walk through, and that's pretty much gonna be it. So I didn't get to see the fight, but I saw the controversy and I saw some of the highlights. So the controversy that was surrounding that fight is in the 5th round, Robisi dropped him. I forgot the opponent's name. You know what I'm saying? Robisi dropped him, fucked up my parlay too, Best Dad. I don't even want to talk about that. He fucked me out about $4,500. Yeah, but so I don't even want to talk about that shit. But so so I saw the highlight in the 5th round. Robisi dropped him. Dude got up on the count of 5, tried to stand up, and damn near fell back through the ropes. Damn near fell back through the ropes. Now, 9.5 times out of 10, the referee is going to wave that fight off because that's what you're supposed to do. right? You supposed to wave the fight off if a motherfucker get up and then damn near fall back through the ropes. The fight is over. You know what I'm talking about? The fight is over. It's done. The referee is seeing that you can't handle yourself, you can't defend yourself, it's over. But the ref let the fight go on. You know what I'm saying? He let the fight go on. But I got something to say about that. Because the bell rang, right? The bell rang. So maybe the referee knew how many seconds it was left in the fight, and he gave old boy a chance to, you know what I'm saying, to recover. Because he knew he was going to be able to go back to, you know, his corner because the bell was going to ring and he had a chance to recover. So I can't really give the referee too much crap because for a lot of y'all too young, but I remember as a kid when Julio Cesar Chavez fought Meldrick Taylor. This shit gonna go over a lot of y'all helmets because y'all don't even know who the fuck Meldrick Taylor is. But as a kid, I'm watching, you know what I'm saying, with my pops, we used to have fight partners, and I'm watching, that was a big fight back then, Meldrick Taylor versus Chavez. Meldrick Taylor had beat Chavez damn near every round, but the last round, it was 4 seconds left, and the referee stopped the fight, and Richard Steele stopped the fight, one of the most corrupt referees that's ever been in the history of boxing. He stopped the fight so Julio Cesar Chavez can win when it was only 4 seconds left in the fight. You know what I'm saying? 4 seconds left in the fight. So I was pissed off about that. People still complain about that shit to this day, right? But I got to keep it a buck. And that's in that situation where we saw what happened with Robeisy Romero, you know, maybe the ref, like I said, maybe the ref knew how much time was left in the round, and he knew that the bell was going to ring. So he gave old boy a chance to continue, even though he fell damn near through the ropes again. So, you know, it's a judgment call, you know, if he knew how much time was left in the round, because you can't really say that the referee was on no snaky shit because the whole promotion was built up for Robeisy Romero. That dude was the B-side. Robeisy wasn't supposed to lose the fight. He was supposed to go in there, put on the show for the crowd, and, you know, move on to fight bigger and better competition. But hey, sometimes them cats that you don't hear about that come over from Mexico, sometimes they very, very dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like when Navarrete came over here and he fought Dogbay for the first time. They didn't know who Navarrete was. I remember I saw that fight live. Navarrete was the super B-side versus Isaac Dogbay the first time, right? Was the super B-side. H-U-H. H-H-U, I mean. Don't block him. I'm going to give him one more chance to come in here with some trolling ass bullshit on my channel. And if you come in here with some more trolling shit, I'm going to have somebody block you. We're not playing those games over here. But anyway, like I said, nobody know who Navarrete was when he fought Isaac Dogbay the first time, and I was ringside for that fight. And I saw him put up a hell of a beating on Dogbay. And then Navarrete rematched Dogbay, and then people was like, yeah, this dude is for real. It ain't no fluke. This motherfucker can fight. So sometimes you get them cats that'll come over from Mexico that don't nobody know about, and they happen to be a real problem. They just fighting a whole bunch of, you know, tier 1 level opponents. So Robeisy Romero didn't know what he was getting into, but I do have to go back and watch the fight, Nick J. And salute to Nick J. I missed. I was watching y'all show. But then, well, I think I had to leave. Did I have to go? What? Something happened. I don't know. I didn't finish watching it. But I gotta go back on there and make sure that you and Boxiana didn't say nothing about me. Cause I'm gonna catch this shit if y'all said something about me. I'm fucking with y'all. No evidence say ETB. Do you don't do that to Robisi. His last name is Ramirez. What did I say? Oh, I said Romero. I'm calling the man Robisi Romero and shit. Yeah, my bad. I'm glad you caught that. Yeah, he showed I can't disrespect him like that and call him no Romero, like Rose. Cortez Bowles said Zab was done the same way against Zoo. Nah, that bell wasn't about the ring, and Zab is my guy. Man, y'all don't know how messed up I was when Zab Judah got stopped by Zoo. But Zab was he was drunk. Zab was the wino. You know that wino on the corner that be trying to talk to you and he's stumbling this shit? That was Zab. Zab was on wino mode. And salute to Zab because that's my guy. Like, Zab is my dude, and I think that if Costa Zoo had gave him the rematch, Zab would have beat his ass, but, Zoo never gave him that rematch. Zab just got caught with some shit that he didn't see, and before you know it, hey, but I don't think that the bell was about the ring, but Zab went berserk. He tried to fight the ref, all that shit, man. Who tried to fight the referee this weekend? No, man, what's his name? Tried to fight the ref. He was trying to fight everybody in the ring once he took that knockout from Rohan Polanco. My man, his brother is a heavyweight. Damn, y'all, somebody help me out, man. This weekend, my boy tried to fight the ref. Man. Somebody got to help me out. Keith Hunter. My boy Keith Hunter, the brother of Michael Hunter. If y'all don't know, Keith Hunter is the one that was surfacing all over the internet on YouTube a few years ago because he knocked out some dude in the casino in Las Vegas. Well, Keith Hunter, man, Rohan Polanco put them hands on him, which Keith Hunter's tough, man. He tough. But that boy, man, they counted him out. Well, the referee waved the fight off because he was getting his ass beat. Like, he was in serious trouble. The referee waved the fight off, and Keith Hunter, he wasn't trying to hear that shit. That nigga tried to fight the ref. He tried to fight his brother. That day, man, they had to get him out. Man, dog, that boy carried on. Hey, Keith Hunter, he definitely don't have the discipline to be a boxer. Like, you got to have more discipline than that because you dangerous, you know what I'm saying? Keith Hunter is definitely a danger to society. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that boy, man, he went off. That motherfucker, he crashed all the way out. That boy Keith Hunter crashed out. Oh, shit. Man, I said, damn, this man. Now, one of y'all favorite fighters, I'm not going to say who it is because he's one of my favorite fighters too, and I would never do that. But Keith Hunter reminded me of a fighter that I seen, you know what I'm saying? A fighter that I was in the club with one night, and after the club, this nigga had that liquor in his system, and this nigga was swinging and trying to fight everybody. I'm talking about he was trying to knock out anybody that got near him. No, it wasn't AB. He was trying to knock out any and everybody that got anywhere near him. And it wasn't AB. It wasn't Adrian Broner. Yeah, man. And Keith Hunter reminded me of him. And motherfuckers was telling me, oh, man, put this on your camera. I said, hell no, I ain't putting shit on my camera. Because first of all, I'm not about to put shit like this on YouTube to fuck up a fighter's career. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to put shit like this on YouTube to fuck up a fighter's career because I don't get down like that. You know what I'm saying? And second of all, I'm not about to have this nigga see me recording him and come over and bring the smoke my way. So, yeah, I don't want no parts of that. I'm going to stand back here and I'm going to watch this shit from a distance. Hey, but, man, that's what Keith Hunter reminded me of on Saturday night, man. I said this boy that lost all his marbles. But hey, it be like that sometimes. Yeah, don't put that on AB. AB didn't do that. And like I said, no, ain't nobody y'all talking about in the chat. Let's just leave it alone because I'm not finna do that. Y'all just go make y'all trying to make me say who it was. Nah, it wasn't none of them people. Like I said, I'm keeping that to myself. Shit. But trust me, I used to be going to all these fights, and I would go to the after parties and shit afterwards, you know, on the regular basis. And I done seen a lot of y'all favorite fighters do a whole bunch of crazy shit. I done seen a lot of y'all favorite fighters do a whole bunch of crazy shit, but you ain't never heard me say their name. You ain't never heard me put it out on the internet because that ain't, you know, that ain't what I do. Because shit, I mean, we done all did some. If motherfuckers put the shit that I done did in the club back when I was younger on the internet, shit, I probably wouldn't be on the internet right now. I'll probably be somewhere locked behind some bars. But that's neither here nor there. So I ain't finna be no hypocrite and do it to nobody else. Hold on, y'all. But anyway, but you ain't heard it from me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't, but you ain't heard it from Miss Juanita. Dake father says ETB is nah, man. You know, shit. We was all, you know, we was all reckless and shit at one. Well, I was when we was younger. Shit, I'm not him no more. TM says them dudes fighters for a reason. That's they wired different. Yeah, and I know that. Like I know that. Big Black, what's happening with it? Yoda says, just answer if they was a champion or not. I'm not finna do that. I ain't finna do that. Like I said, I mean, y'all can, you know, I said it's a whole lot of it's a lot of people's favorite fighter. And he might be the favorite fighter of your favorite fighter. But anyway, but we gonna leave it at that. Big Dog says Matias is ducking Devin now. That's amazing. I realized everyone ducks Devin. And salute to Big Dog Willie in the building. What's happening with it, man? Now we ain't talked about Montana Love. Okay, we gonna let y'all hit the like button. Let's get on Montana Love head right now. Let's okay, but y'all gotta hit the like button for me. Hit the like button. Because I'm finna cook Montana Love. So if y'all want to hear me cook Montana Love ass, smash on the like button. Smash the like. Get the likes up. Yeah, get the likes up. Now, Montana Love. And like I said, y'all come in here, y'all tell me who I don't like, and I tell y'all, nah. I tell y'all who I don't like. I don't like Montana Love. The reason I don't like Montana Love because he talk a whole lot of shit and he ain't built like that. He ain't built like that. Another reason I don't like the nigga because he be trying to come out with Mexican sombreros and shit on. I don't like that fucking corny shit. Another reason I don't like Montana Love because he didn't miss weight about 4 or 5 times. Nigga talk shit throughout the whole build up of the fights. And then, nigga, you come in 6 pounds overweight. So it's a whole bunch of reasons I don't like Montana Love. Right? So I told everybody, I said, this dude, Liam Paro, I don't know too much about him, but I've seen, you know, a little footage on him. I've seen him fight. And I told people, I said, what's going to happen is Montana Love going to go in that bitch, right? He going to go in that bitch and he going to get the motherfucking Bigen beat out his head. Yeah, I told everybody, I said, Liam Paro going to beat the Bigen out of Montana Love's head. And not only did he get the Bigen beat out his head, that motherfucker went to sleep. Yeah, Montana Love, He tasted that motherfucking canvas several times. Montana Love went in the ring. That motherfucking crayon on his fucking on his helmet. That crayon was perfect. That nigga had all that Bigen stacked up on his fucking head. By the third round, that nigga had nicks and bald spots all in his hairline. That motherfucking Bigen was on his shoulders. It was on his face. If you go back and look at Liam Paro had Bigen on the side of his face. And Montana Love had bald spots all through his shit. Yeah, that's how you beat the Bigen out of a nigga head. That nigga came in got about 5-6 layers of Bigen in his head. And why you do that, dog? Why the fuck you come in with all that goddamn crayon on your head? You knew that shit was gonna get beat off your head, bro. Unless you was planning on going out there and knocking out Liam Paro in a few seconds in the first round like Mike Tyson used to do and not get touched, why would you come to the ring with all that motherfucking crayon in your head, dog? You knew that shit wasn't gonna last. That shit was dripping all down his face when he got to sweating and get beat up on. Come on, dog. It ain't that much pretty in the world. I understand this nigga want to be pretty and shit, but it ain't that much pretty in the world. Leave that shit, nigga. That shit remind me of when what my man Barry Hunter. That shit remind me of when Barry Hunter told Franchise Cruz, right, to get that goddamn weave off her head, and he snatched that shit off. Remember when French? I because I fuck with Franchise Cruz, so I don't even want to make her an example of this motherfucking clowning I'm doing. But y'all saw that shit, and Franchise Cruz laughed about it herself. And salute to Franchise Cruz, but when she had that motherfucking weave hanging off the back of her motherfucking head, and Barry Hunter said, "Take that shit off. You want to fucking be pretty or you want to win the fucking fight?" That's what they should have told motherfucking Montana Love before his ass came out to the ring with all that goddamn crayon on his head. Man, take that shit off. You want to be pretty or you want to win the motherfucking fight? That's what's wrong with Montana Love. He too worried about fucking putting crayon on his head and doing all that extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Putting makeup on his motherfucking eyebrows and shit. Instead of just going in there, winning the motherfucking fight, getting gritty with it, and then put all the motherfucking Bigen and crayon on your head and eyeliner and all that shit. Put all that shit on afterwards. But what he really needs to do is shave that shit off, bro, because bro, it's about time. It's about time, dog. You gotta let that shit go. We seen all them bald spots and patches in your shit once Liam Paro beat that shit off of you. Oh shit, man. Yeah, but nah, on some real shit though, man. Hey, y'all smash the like button, man. Y'all smash on the like button. If you want to donate to the channel, you know, the super chat, the Cash App is up there. You know, show some love, smash the like button at least. But man, on some real serious shit, I felt that Montana Love was gonna lose because I know that Montana Love is not disciplined outside of the ring. And the reason I know that because he didn't miss weight too many times. I also know once shit get rough in the ring, Montana is gonna look for a way out. And I also knew the nigga ain't in shape like that. So he might come out fast, but it ain't gonna last. Now, one thing that Montana Love was doing, and it was working, and he was giving Liam Paro a lot of problems doing it, is that jab. Montana Love got a hell of a jab. And Liam Paro couldn't get out the way of Montana Love's jab. But Montana's not in shape, so he couldn't keep up the work rate. So as the rounds started going on, Montana's Love work rate started dropping, and Liam Paro's work rate started rising. Now, also, Liam had been out of the ring for like a year and a half, right? He hadn't boxed in like a year and a half. So I knew it was going to take him time to get warmed up, to find his rhythm. And once he found his rhythm, man, he was hitting Montana Love with that overhand. I think it was an overhand left. He was hitting Montana Love at will with that overhand. He was catching Montana Love with hooks. And yeah, man. Once Montana Love felt his power, he started trying to retreat. And I knew it wasn't gonna last long after that, because I seen Montana Love confidence start to get less. I seen him starting to get less and less more confident as the rounds went on. And like I said, I seen his work rate start going down and down more. And then Montana Love started resorting to just trying to land one big shot. He stopped using his jab that was effective for him, and he was just trying to land one big shot. And he got caught, hurt, and Liam Power went in there and finished his ass off. And I'm glad. Now, I hope I don't have to see Montana Love again, because he ain't that. Like, you know what I'm saying? The nigga, I've been telling people for years, because I used to have a lot of cats come on my channel that was from Ohio, and Montana Love this and Montana, and they used to say I was hating on Montana Love because I used to tell everybody that he wasn't that he wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying? That he was gonna get exposed. That we've seen Montana Love get exposed now on several different occasions. Another reason I don't like Montana Love, because he was talking a whole lot of shit, right, about Regis and Hitchens, and I don't care about none of that. But if you talk a lot of shit about a fighter, and then they put you in a fight with him, and you show that you pussy because you back out of the fight and fake an injury, wasn't nothing wrong with Montana Love when he was supposed to fight Regis and Hitchens. He ain't want to take that L, so he backed out of the fight. So yeah, now he still got exposed. When it ain't in you, and you're not what you pretend like you trying to pretend that you are, you're gonna get exposed, and he got exposed. So yeah, let's bow our heads to Montana Love, because I don't think we're gonna see him again no time soon. This is to Montana Love. Close the casket on that nigga. There we go. Montana Love. Now, let's move on. Let's move on, man. One thing I want to talk about before I get to Devin Haney and them, you know what I'm saying? One thing I want to talk about, right, is Clarissa Shields. It's a video surfacing, going viral on Clarissa Shields, right, getting stopped by a man, right? Get stopped by some white Russian dude. And I see a whole lot of fucking men running around, you know, clapping to this shit, jumping up and down like some bitches and shit, because Clarissa Shields got stopped by a man. Now, first of all, we supposed to be saluting Clarissa for going toe-to-toe with a man. First of all, like that's for her to even, because she don't even got to do that. She could be sparring women. You know what I'm saying? But why are we celebrating her getting stopped by a man? You know what I'm saying? And then this motherfucking dude is posting it up, but I bet he won't post his boxing record, because post and show me what other man you put on, you beat up and put down. Don't show me you dropping a woman and a lot. And what I really do have a problem with, right, is let's just keep it a buck. Now we know that Clarissa Shields talk a lot of shit, but who cares? Because she backs it up against every woman that she gets in the ring with, right? Now, this is the thing, right? Let's just keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it a buck. Yeah, the dude posted the video, but we got other content creators, they posted the video also, you know, and I'm talking about the ones that's posting it, celebrating it. Now, I've seen people post it, you know what I'm saying, scrolling through the internet. I never went in to see what they said about it, but on Twitter and Instagram, I seen people posting this shit and, you know what I'm saying, applauding it, you know what I'm saying, running around, jumping up and down like some stone cold bitches. But let's just keep it a buck. And whoever gonna get mad, I don't give a damn, and y'all know that shit about me by now. If Clarissa Shields was a white woman, if she was a white fighter, right? If she was a white fighter, y'all wouldn't be running around doing that shit. Let's just keep it real. If Clarissa Shields was a white fighter that got knocked out by this Russian-ass white dude, it would be a fucking whole uproar. People will be vilifying him. But he's able to post this shit, right? And get away with it. And people are praising him for dropping that. Clarissa Shields, a woman, people praising him for doing it. And we know why. Because I'm going to say it again, and you can get mad if you fucking want to. If Clarissa Shields was a white woman, it would be a bunch of fucking outrage. And he wouldn't be able to get away with that shit. He wouldn't even feel comfortable putting that shit up if there was a white woman that he did that to. Real talk. But because Clarissa Shields is a black woman, oh yeah, we clapping and we praising him. We acting like this man just fucking knocked out Deontay Wilder or somebody. So what I want him to do, what I want that Russian motherfucker to do, is I want him to post a video with him doing that to a man. Because I ain't never heard of him. And his record ain't shit in boxing. So impress me. Show me you doing that to motherfucking Gervonta Davis or one of these fighters. That's what I want to see. Don't post up you dropping a woman, you know what I'm saying, in sparring like you fucking did some shit that's impressive. That's some hoe ass shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not impressive. So man, that shit that rubbed me the wrong way, and it was more so him being a bitch and posting this shit. But he a Russian dude, and Russians, they don't like black folks. Period. Most Russians, they don't fuck with black folks anyway. So I expect him to do some shit. But what really is when I seen a lot of dudes that look like me applauding that shit in the comments throughout, you know, Twitter and things like that. Y'all motherfuckers are sick. Real talk. Bruce Gas, what's happening with it? Salute. But I mean, like I said, it don't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me because I see how a lot of grown-ass men rock when it comes to their favorite fighters. Like, I be really thinking a lot of y'all be really want to have sex with some of these fighters. Real talk. And I'm talking about these men fighters, not the women. Because the women that I know that's in boxing, they don't even act like y'all do. A lot of, and I'm not, and like I said, if you get offended, be offended because I'm talking to you. But if you're not offended, well, then I'm not talking to you. So moving along, and salute to the Queen Diana in the building. Big Dog Willie says, I thought she posted it, so now it make no. The Russian dude posted that shit. You know what I'm saying? He posted that shit. And then everybody else started sharing it and applying it and all of that. Now, and people offended because Clarissa thinks that she can beat some of these men. Who gives a fuck if she think that? We know better than that. I know Clarissa Shields can't fucking whoop Gennady Golovkin and Keith Thurman and shit like that. But that still don't give a right, you know what I'm saying, to show that punk ass shit that went down, especially in sparring. And then to bring some shit up out the mud from 5 years ago. Like, come on, man. So yeah, that's not nothing to be bragging about. But yeah. So moving along, y'all, make sure that y'all smash the like button, man. Smash on the like button. Nah, big dog, really, that was 5 years ago, dog. That was when Clarissa Shields, that was like one of her, you know, when she barely had any professional fights. That was, you know, that was when Clarissa was still green in the professional game. And that was in 2017. Yeah, 6 years ago, matter of fact, it was 2017 when that happened. But anyway, yeah, it was 2017, so over 5 years ago, 6 years ago. But anyway, moving along, right? Moving along. I know everybody want to talk about the Devin Haney situation. Now, before I get into the fight, I did a video and I let everybody know how I didn't like how they was treated. This is past tense now, but I'm gonna touch on it because I didn't get to touch on it with y'all live, right? And I did a video on the situation and the build up with Devin Haney and Regis Prograis, and how Regis Prograis was the champion, but he was getting treated like some shit, right? And one thing that I really didn't like, right, is the weigh-in situation. Now, we know boxing, well, a lot of people don't know because, you know, a lot of y'all just not up on game like that when it comes to a lot of these weigh-ins that are happening nowadays, right? And the weigh-in that they had with Devin Haney and Regis Prograis that they showed live was a fake weigh-in, right? It was a fake weigh-in, meaning that they was just doing it for show because the fighters had already weighed in early that morning. Then by the time we saw them weigh in and get on the scale, they already had ate. They had started rehydrating. So we don't know what the fighters looked like when they weighed in originally. But the great thing about DAZN, and man, shout out to DAZN, man, because the promotion of this fight and all the content that they put out, they did way better than Showtime do. They did way better than Top Rank do. Like, they did an amazing job. But what they did is they actually put out a separate show on DAZN showing you the actual weigh-ins behind the scene. So they showed all of the fighters on DAZN that was on that fight card weigh in, so you can see what they look like behind the scenes. They showed Regis Prograis weigh in. You know what I'm saying? They showed everybody weigh in, but I'm looking, and they didn't show Devin Haney weigh in. So I'm looking at the situation, and I'm like, so y'all, Eddie Hearn is claiming that, oh, well, I'm not on Devin Haney's side. I'm not building up everything for Devin Haney. But you put out the private weigh-in to show everybody what all the fighters look like, and you exclude Devin Haney, and you don't show him weighing in the official weigh-in behind the scenes. So that type of shit, I'm like, man, that ain't right. If you're not gonna show Devin Haney weigh in, don't show the rest of these fighters weigh in. Like, they even went as far as to show Liam Paro, he had to strip down butt naked and put a towel in front of him because that's how hard it was for him to make the weight. You showed that, but you ain't showed Devin Haney. And you want people to believe that you're not gearing the whole event and favoring Devin Haney. Like, we knew what it was. And so come to find out that Haney had to actually strip down also to make weight. So it wasn't easy for Devin Haney to make the weight of 140. Eddie Hearn went on to talk about that Devin Haney actually had a hard time making 140 pounds. That's why Devin was talking about maybe moving up to 147. Now, so I just wanted to add that in there because I had talked about that on my video, and it wasn't me hating on Devin. It was just me pointing out the fact that, man, you can't show him favoritism if you're not gonna do it for the rest of the fighters, especially if you ain't gonna do it for Regis, right? Because why show Regis weigh in and then not show Devin Haney weigh in? Like I didn't like that shit. So OTB, what's happening with it? Salute. What it do? But anyway, moving on from that, right? In the build up to the fight, Devin and Bill start promising a knockout. They promised that they was gonna beat the dog shit out of Regis and knock him out. And I told everybody, I said, you know what? I'm expecting Devin Haney to do just that, right? Because my whole thing was that they always say, we're going to knock this fighter out. We're going to knock this fighter out. And they never do it, so we give them a pass. So I said, okay, this time they talking that big shit. I expect to see them get the knockout. Now, realistically, I didn't think that Devin was going to knock out Regis Prograis. I thought that Devin was going to win on points. Right? I thought that Devin was going to win on points. I felt when I broke down the fight, I felt that Regis, the things that I saw in Regis Prograis, knowing him fight throughout the years, his defense is not that good. I also knew that Regis has short arms, and to be able to land his punches, he needs to be in a close distance. He needs to be close range. I also knew that Regis, he has to be set to get off his punches for his punches to be effective, right? He likes a fighter to be right in front of him to go toe to toe. So I know that if Devin was going to do that, it was going to be a long night for Devin. But I thought that Devin was going to pretty much dominate the first half of the fight, and I thought the second half of the fight, Regis was going to be able to cut off the ring. From past fights, I thought that Devin was going to slow down in the back end and Regis was going to make it a closer fight, but still lose on points. Because I know that, like I said, he is too many obstacles against Regis the way that he fight. You know what I'm saying? Him having to be in close distance, him having to be set to get off his punches and all of that. And I just seen Devin being the better fighter, right? As far as being able to outbox Regis Prograis. Now, I didn't think that neither fighter was going to dominate. I didn't think that neither fighter was going to dominate. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I had Devin winning, and I talked to Money earlier that day, and I told Money exactly what I'm telling y'all. I said, yeah, I got, and Money was like, yeah, I got Devin also. And we agreed when we broke down the fight, right? So, bam. Early on, Regis come out and he starts trying to go to Devin's body. And Devin is, keeping his distance, and he's catching Regis trying to come in. And I'm not even, matter of fact, I'm not even gonna break the fight down because this is a waste. Devin beat the shit out of Regis. You know what I'm saying? Regis, and the key things that Regis, his feet were too slow to ever catch up with Devin. So he was basically following Devin around the ring the whole night, taking punches. Devin looked very sharp. And the thing about Devin Haney at 140 pounds, because people talking about his power and all of that, it wasn't his power to me. It was that he was sharp and he never slowed down. At 135, I was used to seeing Devin slow down the second half of the fight. And now we can see that was probably because Devin Haney was depleted. You know what I'm saying? He was depleted at 135. When you're weight drained and you depleted, you don't have the same energy that you have in the back end of the fight. You get weaker and you start slowing down. But Devin never slowed down. He was able to sustain the movement and the angles that he wanted to use from round 1 to 12. And it was easy for him, really. He was able to keep his distance. Regis couldn't match his speed. He couldn't match his hand speed or his foot speed. And like I told people, Regis got leaky defense. So Devin was pretty much using him as target practice. You know what I'm saying? Regis was trying shit like, bobbing and weaving to get in, but his feet was too slow. And he don't know how to cut off the ring because Regis is used to fighting the same type of competition. Now, this is the problem, y'all, with a lot of y'all favorite fighters. When you used to fight in the same type of competition all of the time, and then they put you in there with a motherfucker that's going to box and move and that's sharp, it's a completely different fight. It's a completely different fight because you're not geared and your brain is not ready to take that challenge on. Because you're not prepared for that shit throughout your career. You can do all the sparring and have, oh man, such and such is gonna mimic him. Bro, you can't get people to mimic world-class fighters that can move and box like that. It ain't no mimicking in that. It's not nobody mimicking those things because if you can mimic that good, well, you're not a sparring partner. You're a world-class fighter. And world-class fighters are not used as sparring partners. So, Taylor don't move and box like Sid Smith. Taylor does not move and box like Devin Haney. Not at all. Josh Taylor, he moves, but Josh Taylor sit in front of you a lot more and he bangs. Taylor does not move and box like Devin Haney. He don't. But yeah, and so I gotta give Devin his props. I do believe that I do believe that Regis Prograis was a style that was tailor-made for Devin Haney, but that's not, you can't take away nothing from Devin because we didn't see that, right? We didn't know how the fight was going to go until he got in the ring. So a lot of people that's coming out, and let me get this super chat real quick. I'm going to finish what I was saying. My man, Cool Dude Jones. Man, I appreciate you, man, for coming through and showing love, man. And y'all make sure that y'all hit the like button and support the channel. Support the channel. Show some love. Support the channel. Now, what I was gearing up to say is that nobody knew what exactly was going to take place in the fight until the fight happened. Regis was paid off. Get him up out of here. We're not doing that. Like I said, bro, this is not a troll channel. We're not doing that bullshit. So put him on timeout. Don't block him all the way. Just time his ass out. And if he come back with some more troll shit, we're going to get him up out of here. I'll time him. There we go. So anyway, we ain't coming in there with the Regis was paid off. Regis lost on purpose. We ain't not doing that, none of that corny ass shit. But anyway, nobody knew exactly how the fight was gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Didn't nobody, like, people were saying shit, but didn't nobody really, you know what I'm saying, have Devin dominating that fight like that, right? And you gotta give Devin his props for going out there and putting on a masterclass performance, because not only did he do it when, with all, he had a lot of pressure on him. All that shit that him and Bill was talking, it was a lot of pressure to back that up. And he stayed focused, and he went out there, he put on an excellent show. He performed great against a dude that ain't no Rudy Poo. Regis ain't no Rudy Poo. You know what I'm saying? Regis got credentials in the sport of boxing. So Devin went out there and did his thing. So we got to give him his flowers and his respect for going out there and doing his thing. And I see a lot of people, they're coming around talking about, oh, he did what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to do that. He was supposed to do that. How the fuck are you talking about he was supposed to do that? Who are y'all to tell somebody what they were supposed to do? Because, see, I got a problem with that, because when Gervonta Davis and he go out there and he fights Rolly Romero and get the knockout, when he fights Ryan Garcia and get the knockout, when he fights guys like Gamboa and gets a knockout, or he fight motherfucking Hector and get a knockout, right? The same people that's running around saying that Devin was supposed to do what he did, yeah, I'm calling y'all out. Because y'all got to keep that same energy. If y'all were saying that Devin, the ones that saying that Devin was supposed to do what he did and don't want to give him no credit, if you wasn't saying the same shit when Tank was fighting the fighters that he been fighting, saying that he was supposed to do it, well, you can't say that shit about Devin. You know what I'm saying? Give him his credit. If you give Tank Davis his credit for knocking out, the guys that he been fighting, like the Rollies and all of them, keep the same energy for Devin. Don't say, oh, well, man, Regis was some trash. He was supposed to do that. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Nah. Because just as easily as he was supposed to go out there and do what y'all saying he was supposed to do, he could have just as easily got his whole motherfucking jaw knocked off. Because y'all also said that he ain't had no chin. That he couldn't take a punch. So we got to keep it real on both ends. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep it real on both ends. So if you wasn't saying it for one, don't run around and say it for the other. Now, Nick J, appreciate you. Salute, Queen. She said, just want to support, keep cooking. I appreciate the support. So we got to keep it real around the board. That's the shit that I preach with all of these fighters when it comes to the fans that want to switch up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that shit. So a lot of y'all get pissed off at me because one day I might get on Devin Hellman about some bullshit, right? The next day it might be fucking I might get on Tank about some bullshit or whoever the fucking may be. I didn't say shit about Errol Spence. I didn't got on fucking Shakur because his ass needs to stay off Twitter all the fucking time, letting people walk him into, just dummy missions. So it's, man, but I'm going to give praise where praise is due. Money, what's happening with it? But I'm also going to give praise where praise is due. And Devin Haney, he deserves his flowers. You know what I'm saying? He went out there, he talked a whole lot of shit in the build-up, and he did everything he said he was going to do besides get the knockout. So I give Devin Haney a A performance. You know what I'm saying? He got an A performance. Now, if he had got the stoppage, he would have got an A+. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that was missing to get the plus on that A was the knockout. But, I told y'all I was going to get on his helmet if he didn't get the knockout for all the shit that he talked. But, I don't do the tit for tat shit. I'm honest, and I don't think that fighters need to get a knockout, especially if they dominate like he did. You go out there and dominate, 11 out of 12 rounds, you don't need to get no knockout. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. He did what he had to do, because at the end of the day, you still out there against a guy that could punch like Regis Prograis. He's still dangerous. So you don't need to go out there and do nothing more than what you're supposed to do to get the win. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna do like the Devin Haney fanatics did when it came to, when it come to other fighters and shit. Do what you got to do to win. And Devin Haney did that and some. So, yeah. Now, let me address something else, right? Because we want to give him his flowers. But a lot of people continue to show that they don't know shit about boxing at all. At all. At all. The first messages that I started getting in the morning, before I even woke up, I look at my phone. I got motherfuckers sending me messages talking about I now got Devin over. Devin beats the shit out of Shakur. I got Devin over Tank now, right? Man, Devin beats the shit out of Shakur, and I now got Devin over Tank. But the best fight is Devin and Tank. And then I go on Twitter, right? And everybody, now Devin beat Shakur. I got Devin beating the shit out of Shakur. I got Devin beating Tank and all of that bullshit, right? And I'm just looking at this shit, and I'm like, these people don't know shit about boxing. You cannot compare Devin Haney beating Regis. And like I said, this is not to take nothing away from Devin Haney. So don't try to flip and twist my words. But you cannot compare Devin Haney beating Regis Prograis to a Shakur Stevenson or Gervonta Davis. Completely different style of fights. Completely different styles of fights. Completely different, especially when it comes to Shakur, right? Especially when it comes to Shakur. Completely different style of fight. Shakur, how the fuck are y'all comparing a Shakur Stevenson, the way that he fights, to a fucking Regis Prograis, and comparing it to Devin Haney? Devin Haney can't do none of the shit that he was doing to Regis Prograis to Shakur because it's a total different style matchup. And then when it comes to Tank Davis, Tank has footwork. And he got devastating power, and he a lot faster than Regis. So when it comes to Gervonta Davis, yes, Devin, he can spend a lot of the fight on the outside and maybe can outbox Tank Davis, but he can't do it for 12 rounds. Tank's feet and hand speed and ring IQ is good enough to cut off the ring at some point in that fight and to be able to slow Devin down to where Devin has to fight him at his range. These fighters are not Regis Prograis. And this ain't no not to Regis Prograis, but stop doing shit like that because it shows that y'all don't know shit about boxing. Stop comparing apples to oranges and shit. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to be in these fucking chats and be on Twitter and jump up every day typing and talking about boxing, at least learn some shit. Learn that different styles make different fights. Like, that shit is just fucking, like, y'all get on my nerves with that shit, man. Oh, man, now I definitely got Devin Haney beating the shit out of Tank Davis and Shakur. And it's not that you have Devin over Tank or Shakur, right? That's not the point, right? Because you're well in the right to believe that Devin can beat Tank. You well in the right to believe that Devin can beat Shakur, if that's what you believe. But it's coming out after you see this and making an emphasis because what Devin did to Regis, now you have a change of mind. Now this is showing that he beats everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is not, bro. Like, y'all sick, man. Y'all sick. Y'all are sick with the shit, man. And just like I said, it just showed that most people don't know shit about boxing. They just run their mouth and talk. You know what I'm saying? Devin didn't show me that he had more power, and I wasn't expecting him to show me that. What he did show me, he showed me that he was a lot more sharper. He was physically stronger because I seen him pushing Regis back. And his stamina was at a whole different level at 140 pounds, because I seen Devin get tired at 135 and he didn't get tired at 140. You see what I'm saying? So you don't, if you a sharp puncher and you get and you hitting the motherfucker dead on, yes, you're gonna drop. You know what I'm saying, drop some opponents. You gonna catch when you hitting them with shit they don't see. Yeah, you can stun them. But having punching power like that, deadly knockout power, none of them dudes got that but Tank. Money Brown says him beating Regis is like Shakur beating Oscar Valdez. Yeah, and Shakur beat the fuck out of Oscar Valdez. So what is that like? That's what I'm saying. Like, man, and what Money is telling y'all is he's telling y'all the different styles. But Valdez is actually quicker than Regis on his feet. And Valdez, well, one thing that Valdez is going to do, Valdez is going to invest to the body. So if you're moving against Valdez, he's going to continue to go for your body and hit your body in, because you keep going up top to the head can move the upper, but the body ain't going nowhere. So, and a lot of guys don't have sense enough to know that and to cut off the ring. But it was just Devin was just too young, too fast, and he's just better than Regis. It is what it is. And OTB says 5-inch reach advantage. Why wouldn't you fight from the distance? Right. Based swag hole says Navarrete versus Shakur. Who you got? Man, bro, if anybody in here think that Emmanuel Navarrete is beating Shakur Stevenson, you one or two things. You either a hater of Shakur Stevenson or you're a goddamn fool. That's my answer right there. If anybody think that Emmanuel Navarrete can beat Shakur Stevenson, you one or two things. You a hater of Shakur Stevenson or you a goddamn fool that don't know shit about boxing. Yeah. Just straight like that. And I meant every word I said, so pick one. You know what I'm saying? So pick one. Mr. Yao, we see motherfucking idiots like you get on the internet and say anything. You said Shakur needs to prove himself. Paro hurt Stevenson. First of all, that's a fucking lie, because Liam Paro, he came out and told you that was a lie. And Shakur Stevenson put up the motherfucking sparring, and nowhere in that sparring it shows you that Liam Paro hurt Shakur Stevenson. You actually saw Shakur Stevenson getting off on him. And once again, Liam Paro, he came and said that he didn't hurt Shakur Stevenson. He said that they sparred on a lot of different occasions, and it was always good work. So get the fuck up out of here with that dick riding shit that you hear other people say. Stop saying shit. Stop saying shit if you didn't see it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just a bunch of fucking sheep running around and running with shit that other people said when you don't. Like, this shit just stupid as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Nah, nothing, bro. Now let's move on. But so yeah, yeah, but when Liam was asked about the sparring, DJ, Liam also said, we all got, good work in. You know what I'm saying? Because you see a motherfucker dick riding and making up stories and doing all type of shit so they can slander a fighter's name because they don't like him. Show me the spar where Liam Paro hurt Shakur Stevenson. Show me the tape. You know what I'm saying? Just like I got on these other corny motherfuckers running around when it was a sparring put up with Gervonta Davis dropping this dude in sparring, and everybody running around said it was Devin Haney, which it wasn't. It's a lot of bullshit that be going on, and I don't ride with none of the bullshit. And for you dick riding ass dudes out here that like to ride around, that can't think for yourself, that like to run with any bullshit that you hear on the internet without seeing any proof, get the fuck away from me. Get from around me with that shit for real. Because we can see who the hating ass niggas is straight up. We can see who the hating ass niggas is. Now, before you drop some shit in my chat talking about drop a motherfucking link and show me. Show me. Like I said, drop a link and show me. Because if you can't drop a link and show me, shut the fuck up about what somebody told, what another motherfucker made up. Because when Liam Paro was asked about the shit, yeah, nigga, you hating. Drop a link and then I'll apologize to you and tell you you ain't hating. Can you drop a link showing what you are claiming? You can't do it. So get from around me with that bullshit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because this ain't the one. I'm going to put you on Front Street. You know what I'm saying? I'll put you on Front Street when you come around me with that bullshit, dog. Stop running around because other channels and shit then instilled hate in you. Now you don't like a fighter, and now you want to fucking run around with a whole bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying, bro? Send me the fucking link. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna drop this link for money. This for money right here. But moving along, right? Yeah, bro, you a hater. That's what hating is. Running with some fucking bullshit on the internet because you want to do it because you don't like Shakur. That's cool. You ain't gotta like nobody. But don't run with no lies, bro. Especially a lie that you can't pull up. But anyway, man, so another thing I want to cook on. I want to cook on Coach Calvin Ford. Right? Right? Coach Calvin Ford, man, he said some shit, and Coach Calvin Ford stays saying some shit. Now, you know what? First, I'm gonna talk about Devin Haney and what Devin and Bill said after the press conference. Devin and Bill was asked about Tank Davis, right? Because of course the media want to know about Tank. You know what I'm saying? After Devin got finished with Regis Prograis, that's been a topic for the last 5-6 years. Devin and Tank. People want to see Devin and Tank. So, of course, right? Of course, the media is going to ask about that, right? These are fights that we want to see. Ain't none of these niggas fighting each other. So we want to see, and we're going to ask about what's going on. Now, Devin and Bill, they said that Tank don't want to fight. They said Tank and his team, when they get to talking, they always say everything, but let's make the fight. You know what I'm saying? He said, them motherfuckers, they don't want to make a fight. Basically, to sum it up, that's what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. We've heard them say that before. But every time Calvin Ford opened up his motherfucking mouth, and I like Calvin, but every time Calvin does an interview, and salute to Mill City Boxing for putting on great interviews. But every time Calvin does an interview, he make Bill Haney and them look good because he proved exactly what they be saying. They say everything but let's fight. And the fans need to stop rooting this shit on because it's either you a fan and you want to see the fight or you don't want to see the fight. It ain't no fucking in between. Let's stop making up all type of excuses and act like that. Oh, well, man, the money, this, and that ain't none of our motherfucking business, right? If they get into negotiations and then it leaks out that, well, they can't make a fight because Bill and Devin asking for too much money and they want this and that, then we could talk about that. We ain't even got that fucking far yet. Y'all niggas, well, man, Devin, see, this is my take on the situation. I had to think long and hard about the situation, right? Because heavy is the head that wears the crown. The masses called Devin Haney the face of boxing. Y'all done said that he didn't took that from Canelo Alvarez. I mean, not Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis. Tank Davis, my bad. The masses called Tank Davis the face of boxing. Y'all said that you know he's surpassed Canelo Alvarez. He is the face of boxing. We give Gervonta Davis credit and we crown Tank Davis for everything he do. You know what I'm saying? We've given him that moniker of the face of boxing for knocking out Rolly, for knocking out Ryan Garcia, for knocking out the Hectors and the you know Ramirez's and all them. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So we giving him all that credit in the world, and we putting him on the highest pedestal in boxing. Tank is better than everybody. Tank beats them all. Tank. Right? So when and this is what the masses are saying. Tank has the biggest, right? Tank has the biggest fan base of all of these fighters. He got a bigger fan base than Shakur. Devin trying to catch up with him on YouTube, at least. Devin fan base catching up with him on YouTube at least. But the masses are crowning Tank, right? He's that guy. He is above all these other fighters. So if you are put high above everybody else on that pedestal, but honestly, you ain't really never had to prove it by fighting the top competition, but they still put you up there, and you older than all these other fighters, right? You older than the Shakur, you older than Devin, you older than all these other fighters. But we still put him on the pedestal above everybody. That's cool. And we always talk about what he sold and the numbers he's doing, and he's this and he's that. I thought about this real hard, right? And what I came up with, because we called Gervonta Davis a great. His fans call him an all-time great. And when I started looking back at the situation, the all-time great fighters, in order to be called that, in order to be put on that highest pedestal that Gervonta Davis is put on, they have to prove it by doing great things, right? They have to prove it by doing great things. We seen fighters like Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Pernell Whitaker, Julio Cesar Chavez, Bernard Hopkins, Andre Ward, and I can go all Roy Jones Jr., right? I can go on and on and on. Terrence Crawford, all the greats, right, that you put on that pedestal, they did great things to prove it to be called that. All them dudes moved up in weight. Because if it wasn't no smoke in their weight division, or if they wasn't willing to fight somebody else, they would move up to make the biggest fights happen. But when it comes to Tank Davis, what I'm noticing is a lot of us are guilty because Tank fought at 140. And we always making the excuse, well, Tank don't have to do nothing because he's the A side. Tank don't have to do this, and Tank don't got to do nothing but stay where he at, and Tank don't have to do this, and Tank don't have to do that. And I'm fine with that. But it don't go both ways. You can't crown him and call him an all-time great and give him all these fucking accolades and put him on a pedestal if you don't want to hold his feet to the fire for him to do great things. So a lot of us is looking, we know that Devin Haney can't make 135. Tank fought at 140 already. He fought at 140. So we can't say that Tank can't fight at 140. And if we're going to put Tank on that high pedestal and say that he's the face of boxing and he's an all-time great and he's this and he's that and Tank, well, heavy is the hat that wears the crown. If he's that, he is the one that's supposed to be showing, I am that. You know what? I'm going to do something special to make the big fights happen. If Devin want that smoke, let me call this bluff. Let me see if he want to make a fight. I'll go up to 140. Because people talking to people talking about, oh, he too small and he wasn't too small when it came to Mario Barrios. So all I'm saying, right, is we got to stop with the bullshit and keep it a buck. You either, if you want to give him those accolades, if you want to say that he's better than everybody, he whoop everybody, he's an all-time great, well, demand him to show it. That's all I'm saying. Now, if you just put him in the same category, yeah, he sells and he's a star, but he in the same category with the Devin Haney and the Shakur Stevensons and the rest of the fighters, that's cool. He can stay at 135 and he can do whatever you got to do at 135. But if you ain't finna crown him and continue to tell me that he's this and he's an all-time great and he better than all these other fighters and can't none of it's levels and these other fighters ain't on his level. If it's no demand for him to have to show that, you gotta show me. You can't bluff me and fool me. Show me that you are him. Show me that you that. So, yeah, to me, I look like, so he's the A side, he's this and he that. Well, then move up to 140. Have one fight at 140, a mega fight with you and Devin and make that happen. Now, if you ain't willing to make that happen, fight Shakur at 135. Other than that, I don't want to hear about this all-time great shit because you at the stage where you got to prove it. People can't just, you can't, hey, Bill said some real shit, and y'all know I'm not a big fan of Devin Haney like that, but I give credit where credit is due. You can't keep pissing on my leg and tell me it's rain. You got to show me some shit, dog. My man James Kelly, he always come through and show love, man. I respect, man, James Kelly, man. And where you been at, James, man? I appreciate you too, man. And then oh yeah, I forgot to read his and then James says, I forgot to say what's on my last super chat. Appreciate, he said appreciate you, brother. Man, I appreciate you, James, man, and salute to you. Now let me read some of these comments and I'm gonna let Money cook, because I know Money gonna have a different completely different take on this, you know, than I do. But I just feel that when you look at the landscape of all the great fighters that got these praises like that, they did things to make shit happen. And all of them moved up to make shit happen, to show that they was a great fighter, because it was about showing that, not just receiving all these accolades and not having to prove it. Nick J says if Tank don't fight Shakur or Devin next year, they can cool it with all the extra shit. Yeah, we coming into next year. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about 2024. You're gonna have to prove it to me. He said he has to fight one of the super talents in or around his weight division. Yeah, so if you can make guys move down in weight to fight you, right? If you can put rehydration clauses on dudes to fight you, if you can do all this extra shit, well, you can do some shit to show that you are superior to everybody. We can't just continue to give him a pass and pretend like this shit ain't going on. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point, when are we going to say, okay, well, if we want to put him in the category of the greats, he got to show it. That's all I'm asking. Show it to me, dog. Stop just, with all this bullshit. And if he put forth the effort and then we find out that Bill and Devin get to talking about some 47 or get to making excuses, then we on their helmet. But Tank got to put forth that effort and let them know, hey, I'm that nigga. I'm going to show everybody that I'm who I say I am. I'm who Calvin and Kenny and all my coaches and all my fans say I am. I'm going to go up there and beat this boy ass. Because I've been up in this weight class and put in work before. That's it, man. That's how I feel about the situation. I know most people going to try to put it on Devin, but we know that Devin can't make 135. That's out the window. And Devin shouldn't have been running around lying and doing all that capping he was doing, pretending like he could make 135. That was my problem with Devin. But go ahead, Money.
What's going down, bro?
What it do?
Any motherfucker called Tank an all-time great, they crazy, right? I take Tank he's a great fighter. All-time great, you ain't no fucking all-time great. Now I say it to anybody. Ain't nobody using the words all-time great with motherfucking Sugar Ray Robinson and Floyd Mayweather and names like that, because he haven't did shit to reach that caliber yet. But to speak on the situation with all these motherfuckers, right? Because Devin just went up and beat Regis, and ain't that motherfucker screaming he's the face of boxing after beating Regis Prograis. That's what I'm saying. So they not even fighting the top competition. Because at 140, you should be saying, oh, well, we want the top shotters like Matias and motherfucking T.O. and even Rolly that's right there, right? Because I even probably put Rolly over Regis Prograis just because of the youth and the balance of things of that nature. But when it comes to Tank, I'm not mad at nobody for saying they want to see him fight Devin and see him fight Shakur Stevenson. But Devin then was at 35 talking like they wanted to smoke with Tank and things of that nature, but never really made a full effort to really fight Tank. You know what I'm saying? They never really made a full effort to fight Shakur. So they had a plan all along, talking about what they was going to do, right? So when it comes to Tank, I'm with you on that, bro. I'm ready, like, at 40, he said he didn't like 140 pounds. If the man said he didn't like the division, he didn't like the division. Came back to 35. But you got Shakur Stevenson right there at 35, which is a hell of a fight. But Tank still opened up his mouth and said that he's coming for Devin Haney.
And no, I don't mean to cut you off. But that Money said that. I think it's disrespect to put Rolly over Regis. Like, Regis is way better fighter, but that's your opinion. I don't agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. Of course, I feel like at 140, right, I would probably put Rolly over Regis. I feel like if I was to put Rolly in the ring with Regis, Rolly probably would knock Regis' ass out. That's me. I don't give a fuck what nobody else think. But when I'm looking at the situation, when it comes to Tank, yeah, I'm not mad at people saying they want to see him fight this fighter and that fighter, but nobody's trying to hold their favorite fighter feet to the fighter. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers talking about, like I say, Devin is the face of boxing after beating Regis. But like I said in the chat, Regis is just like motherfucking Shakur beat Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez is a better fighter than Regis Prograis. You understand what I'm saying? So I give Devin credit for beating Regis. I liked it to fight. I said Devin to beat him on the points and things of that nature, which he did that. So you give him credit for that shit going up to be a champion. I have no problem with you going up to 140. Your first fight is Regis Prograis for a world title. I salute that. But what you gonna do after that? You talking about 140 pounds and you got killed at that 140. So they got to hold his feet to the fire, just like they saying they want to see Tank fight this fighter and that fighter. Then you want to see Devin fight those fighters as well. Because outside of everybody, the only person you can say is Lomachenko is the best name on his resume over everybody else. Other than that, all their fucking resumes adding up. You understand what I'm saying? So I just feel like this, bro. We have to see what Tank do in 24, because I'm all about just waiting to see. I'm not about, oh man, he need to do this, he need to do that. We don't know what these motherfuckers gonna do until they sign a contract to fight somebody, and we see what happened after that. Me seeing Tank telling Devin, be quiet before I get your ass 10%, that's letting me know that Tank want that fight with Devin. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he really wants to fight with Devin. I feel like that fight will happen in 24. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I got my own way of thinking. So I feel like the fight might do happen in 24. But if Tank tell him, I'm not fighting you at 140, you got to bring your ass to a catch weight of 37 to 38, then what? Do people say, well, Devin, you got to make that? Now he's doing something for you because he don't want to make 140? Or is they going to say, oh, well, Tank, you trying to weight drain him in this, that, and the third. He fought at 140 already. But the man say he didn't like 140, and the man never been back to 140. So if the man tell Devin, oh, I'll fight you, but it's a catch weight, right? Because that's what they said they got to figure out, the weight and the money. Now, I mean, those two things that's going to hold them back is the weight and the money. So if we tell Devin, oh, I'm going to give you a catch weight, and I'm going to give you X amount of dollars, just like motherfuckers talking about, oh, well, Shakur don't bring nothing to the table for Devin. He should have signed the contract. He should do this. So should Devin sign the contract and take the contract with Tank? You understand? Or is y'all going to try to grill him and say, oh, man, there he go again, trying to get an advantage, trying to do this, trying to do that. Nah, if the contract is on the table, then take the contract like everybody telling everybody else for Devin Haney. Take the contract.
And I get what you're saying, right? But all I'm saying is let's not put him in the category with the Andre Wards and in those type of fighters, right? Because the Andre Wards and the De La Hoyas and the Pernell Sweet Pete Whitakers and all those fighters, they ain't give a fuck. They were like, shit, I'll move up and I'm gonna prove that I'm the best.
This the era we in though, kid. That's why I say we're in the business era, right? Where all these kids, every motherfucker want instant gratification, right? Then we seeing what social media is. Social media making motherfucker. You can see a little rapper can come to the game right now. You never saw this rapper a day in your motherfucking life. But if his song hot, he could be the hottest motherfucker smoking in overnight success. You feel me? Motherfucker pop money with hundreds of millions of dollars. So now with these, you try to say something?
No. What I was saying, money is, see, the difference is, right? You a diehard Tank Davis fan, right? You support Tank, but you understand the problem is most of these motherfuckers on here, they don't understand, right? So that's that. So they're calling Tank an all-time great, right? Because they're seeing knockouts and this and that. So you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that he's not capable of being an all-time great, right? But he's not capable of being on a level of looked at as the Andre Wards and the Bernard Hopkins and these guys of the past that was doing things like that. That was like, damn, man, this nigga just moved up to such and such and beat such and such, right? And so you understand what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying, but these fans is a different level of fan base now.
Exactly, bro. They young, and you know you're not gonna get through. You talk to a bunch of fucking kids, bro. A bunch of kids, and a lot of these motherfuckers ain't got no father figure, no home training, no none of that shit. So they raising their goddamn self. And you know, once you're young, you think you're grown, so you can't tell nobody shit. And if you're already grown, your mind is already made up. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, fam. So of course you can try to tell their ass what it is. Like an all-time great. We know what a fucking all-time great is, bro. That's a whole nother. That's another category of boxing. That's the motherfucking that's the Hall of Fame of football. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the gold jackets. So you ain't finna put a gold jacket on anybody. You have great players, but then you have all-time greats. None of these motherfuckers is on that all-time great level. When we talking about Shakur, Devin, or Tank, do they have the skills to get there? Is the opponents out there for them to get there? Yes. I don't even see really opponents out there for real to make them an all-time great. You know what I mean? Because
they fight each other.
Yeah, but I say that'll make them a great fighter, like all-time great. You know, they got skills and things of that nature, but it's not like back in the days to me. I don't look at nothing like back in the days.
Mate, you gotta fight the other fighters.
Yeah, because the best I do believe.
Well, I do believe that fighters like Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and these three fighters. I believe that Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and Gervonta Davis, right? If they all fought each other, I believe that they're levels above all the rest of the competition. Well, we talking about the group of them
out there right now, yeah.
Right, and I think if they all fought each other, we could throw Ryan Garcia in there, whoever. But I think if they all fought each other 15, 20 years down the line, we'll be able to look back at that and be able to call them all-time greats because they fought the other great fighters
in their era.
The draw in their era.
Yeah. But we talking about these all-time greats, these motherfuckers went to different eras and whooped ass. You see what I'm saying? Like Floyd went through 3 different eras. Sugar Ray Robinson went through different eras. You know what I mean? Oscar De La Hoya went through different eras. Like you go through different eras. They still in their era right now, which I respect that. And they doing their thing. But like I say, with the social media being what it is now, bro, and with the boxing game being what it is, the money that comes behind this shit, the star power that comes behind it, you know what I mean? That shit it's a different level for the notoriety now. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the days, yeah, you have good fighters and things of that nature, but the notoriety won't be to this extent. You feel me? Some of these fighters weren't even getting paid like that. Most of them making millions of dollars and shit like that. It was only a handful.
Read that comment. Somebody said that Devin is an all-time great. Devin ain't no all-time great, dog. Chill out with that shit. Like, Devin ain't no all-time great. Shakur ain't no all-time great. Motherfucking Tank ain't no all-time great. They're not there yet. See, that's what I'm saying is that you got these dudes crowning they fighters because they like a fighter like that. None of them dudes is all-time greats. Them dudes ain't even on Deontay Wilder level. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the shit that he did in the heavyweight division.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not all-time greats. And the thing is, my whole thing, Money, my whole thing, I'm confused with Tank, right? Because he say a little bit, but his team say a lot, right? And the confusion that I have is, does he want to be an all-time great, right? Or does he want to be one of the greatest fighters? Or do he just want to be a fighter that was, made a whole bunch of money? And that's the difference in this era.
Yeah, when you're young like that, bro, and the shit that's coming to you, the way it's coming to you, right? Because the business gonna always overdo everything. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, right? People can say, oh, well, he gonna fight this fighter and fight this fighter. Man, when these motherfuckers send them checks and send the money that they send, yeah, you'll want a different mentality for somebody to say, you know what, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna go fight him and I'm gonna go fight him. But when they saying like, look, you still a top shotter, you gonna make this, you gonna make that from fighting this fighter, shit, they more than likely a motherfucker gonna sign a contract and say this. But like I said, Tank said he coming for Devin, right? The shit that I'm hearing from him, he wants the Devin Haney fight. But like you said, Keith, Devin can't make 35. This is what we know. Like, this is a fact. He's not coming to 35. We said this shit after the Lomachenko fight, right? Ben saying he was gone. He looked like a fucking a dried up skeleton that you can fucking blow over, right? Even in the 140 where he just made weight. You know what I mean? You just showed the clip of him with glasses on and a hoodie on, just like he was doing that 35. You feel me? So it's like it's a struggle on him. But fighters don't give a fuck about that, bro. Like we as fans, oh, it's this, it's that. It's like, oh, well, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, well, motherfucker, let's see if you can make 37. You know what I'm saying? They gonna do that because they feel they got the edge, right? And this just the game. Every fighter do the shit. You know what I mean? It's the nature of the beast, bro. So all right, I'm the A side. If I'm gonna give you, if Tank say, if I want you to get the fight, we go fight at 38. Which I know Devin and them, they go decline that shit. Because Bill not fit and Devin not going to 38 to fight Tank. They're not gonna do it. You know what I mean? But I can see Tank saying, I'm not going to 40. Right? I'm not going to 40. I'll give you a catch weight at 38. You feel me? Like, I feel that shit. I feel like that's what it's gonna be. And then they got to talk about the money and shit like that. So it's always gonna be a difference in what the fuck is going on. That's gonna go on the contract with the weight and the money, bro. Especially with Devin and them doing what they doing now, feeling like they face a box now. They really think they call the shots. And Bill, no. Go ahead.
So what if he don't do that though? What if it's just, they just steady, say little shit about each other on Twitter. Then you got, Calvin continue to get on, say his shit, and you got Kenny, and it's never nothing that's presented, right? It ain't never, okay, well, let's sit down and let's talk. I'm the A side. I'm bringing it to your attention. Let's try to make it happen. What if it ain't that? Because if it ain't that, to me, it's like, okay, we can't continue to say that he wants to fight.
Well, then if it ain't that, then guess what? You got a motherfucker right there at 35 where you ain't got no excuses. And you're a bad motherfucking Shakur Stevenson. So if you ain't pitching for Devin, then because we know Devin and Shakur ain't next, right? That's what we do know.
Right.
So people can feel how they want to feel. I'm telling you right now, neither one of them dudes is next. But after that fight, whoever the fuck you fit a fight, they talking about in February or May. After that fight, you gotta go for Shakur or motherfucking Devin or a Loma or somebody with something that's gonna hold substantial. Other than that, yeah, then it's like, oh nah, buddy. No. Just like we get on Devin them ass and Shakur ass. Well, I ain't getting on Shakur. I don't give a fuck for nobody. Say Shakur trying to fight everybody, regardless of what people try to say. So yeah. I'm giving Shakur a pass. That's just me. But you have to try to go after the names that people want to see you fight next after this fight. You know what I mean? And you said out your own mouth. Tank said this shit. It ain't about the money no more. Right? You on record saying this, homie. It ain't about the money no more. It's about your legacy. So let's see what you do now. You know what I'm saying?
Because Coach Calvin, right? And I didn't even get to that, right? And what made me even get on this conversation is because Coach Calvin stays saying shit that if you listening to him, right, and you looking at the situation, well, and you like, okay, well, that's Tank Davis's coach, right? He stays saying shit that make you feel like that they don't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that Tank don't want to fight him, but I'm saying if Calvin keeps saying this shit, bro, like we got to hold Calvin feet to the fire because Calvin says, well, this is where he says he don't want Devin and Bill to say their names for all of 2024, and then they'll get his attention. He said, don't say Gervonta Davis's name for 2024 for the whole year, and then you can get my attention, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck you not supposed to say nobody's name but get a fight? And then he goes on and he starts talking about, well, you know, all of the greats, you know, if they want to fight, and I'm just paraphrasing what he said. Basically, what he said is when certain great fighters want to make a fight happen, they didn't care about the money. They just took whatever they was given. So what you saying is that you trying to basically say that if a fight were to happen, in order for Devin Haney to make a fight with Tank Davis, he basically said that, you know, they got to take whatever they want to give him. They basically saying, like, if we want to lowball you, if we want to pay you damn near nothing, well, take it and prove it that you want to fight. That's what he said. So it's like, man, what the fuck are we talking about?
Well, I know
like, you're not telling none of these other fighters that's on the Pitbull Cruz level or none of these other fighters that you've been in the ring with, you don't have that energy with them. And I'll make it no secret, I think Tank can beat Devin. But it's the bullshit that coming from Coach Calvin every time he open up his mouth, and it's always, well, money this and this and that, and man, he gonna have to take low ball offer if that's what we gonna give him. And come on, bro, you gotta stop with that shit.
Well, shit, Bill and them do the same shit, but I know that Tank and Al is the one that they got the final say so on who the fights. So I fuck with Coach Calvin, I fuck with Coach Kenny and things of that nature, but I seen Tank go against who they want him to fight, things like that. So it's on Tank and Al. At the end of the day, they go sit down with the names. Tank go look at the names. It's up to him to pick the name out what he want, right? Because he got the power now. And he said that shit. Now that I'm picking my fights, came out of his mouth. Now he picking his fights. He the man to be held to the fire. I ain't, like I said, I respect Coach and I mean Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny, but Tank picking his fights. They not picking his fights. Yeah, I heard what you're saying. There's been a coach. Not saying they can't have no input and things of that nature and how they feel about Bill and Devin, because we already know they back and forth. We already know what Bill said to them to piss them off and things of that nature. So they all holding grudges against each other. You feel me? Is it fucked up for the fight fans? Yes, but that's personal shit that they got going on with them. And that's something that you're not gonna change a grown man mind on. You know what I mean? So that's state beef. But at the end of the day, Tank and Al is the ones that sit down at the table and that final decision get called on who he gonna fight next. So everything is on Tank. I'm not looking at the coach and saying, oh well, he fighting this fighter, or well the coach did this and it's because of the coach. No, it's because of Tank and Al Heyman sitting at that table doing their business and picking who they want to fight next.
When you get on the level of Tank Davis, right? When you get to the superstar level, people put him on the same level like a Canelo, right? Even though he haven't done near what I ain't rocking with Canelo. That's your guy. But we could both be honest about the situation, and Tank ain't did nowhere near what Canelo has done in his career. His competition level is nowhere near what Canelo has fought in the past.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think we could both agree on that.
Facts, yeah.
So, but they putting him on that Canelo level right now. So when you at that level, you are the man to be able to say, okay, this is who I want to fight. Get me him, and him. You know what I'm saying? Go. This is who I want to fight. Go get them. He on that level to be able to do that. So we can't continue to act like that. Well, man, Tank don't got to do nothing. Tank don't got to send an offer to. No, he is the guy that have to make the initiative to either make these fights happen or call these dudes bluffs. Because he in the driver's seat now, bro.
Right.
Shakur can't say Shakur can say that he want to fight Tank until his motherfucking face turn red and blue and he fall out.
Right.
In the face. Devin can do the same shit, right? Who all these other fighters can say that, but it ain't gonna happen until Tank get with his people and say, look, I want to fight Shakur or Devin. Let's make that shit happen, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And so if he's running shit, like you said, and ultimately Tank is the one that decide, but he got to come with it, dog. Now let me read Best Dad. Comment. Cause I know he rock with Tank heavy. He says people bring up Cruz and money, but forget Cruz was a last minute replacement, so Tank ain't never have to address a contract to Cruz. Yeah, I'm not even talking about that, but yeah. Well, you probably talking to somebody else in the comments, but it's time for him to come with it because I don't ever remember seeing a fighter, but like you said, we both know things are different. But in the past, I don't ever remember seeing a fighter in the driver's seat that he in. People like to move the goalposts and then act like, oh well, Tank don't have to do nothing, and Tank don't, you know what I'm saying? I done heard niggas like Knockout say that Tank ain't gotta send no motherfucking cut. If they want to fight Tank, they can sit. Like, bro, all that shit, nah, man, we not doing
it. Right. I get what you're saying. Tank is the one that gotta initiate the negotiations. He have to be the one to go out there and say, yeah, and then they will follow suit, right? And that's when the talking will start. And that's when we can say that shit is real. So I'm 120% with you on that because nobody can come to Tank and say, oh, Tank, I want to fight you. Here go the contract. They go use the big dog status on their ass, right? Maybe they get the fuck up out of it. You don't bring no contract to us, right? So I agree 120% with you on that. And that's why I say I'm holding his fucking feet to the fire because he said out his own mouth. It's not about the money no more, right? As he was right. It's about showing these dudes that they can't fuck with him, right? And that he is him. So after this 2024 fight, they say supposed to be the first cat to kick off the new Prime or whatever the fuck. Where they at on Prime?
Yep.
So he's supposed to be the first one to kick off Prime. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's looking like it's gonna. I always had the notion it's gonna be Pitbull Cruz next. I think that's gonna be the fight for him, right? So after that fight, hey buddy, yeah, you have to. It's up to you to go out there and make the fight happen with one of these dudes. And I'm gonna be real. Could it be Devin next? It could be Devin next. It could be Devin. But like I say, they have to come down and they have to negotiate. So we have to see what they gonna look at the weight because I don't want Devin to be at a fucking too much of a disadvantage because all they gonna say is he weight draining, man. Devin want this, he want that. So we'll have to see how that shit go because they keep talking about the weight and the money, and that shit is gonna play a part of negotiations, bro. But yes, I want to see him take the initiative and take the first step to negotiate with these dudes because you is the A side. You call yourself the big dog. You over all these motherfuckers, and you not listening to no goddamn contracts from anybody that tell you that they can send Tank a contract, slap the shit out of them, tell them to shut the fuck up. Because Al Heyman and Tank ain't accepting no contracts from nobody out there. Just like you can't send Canelo no fucking contract. So Tank is on that level to where he is the big dog, and he have to say, "I want this fighter," and start the negotiation with him. I'm with you on that one, King.
I think that the best scenario is when you're talking about Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis. I think they need to make it a situation to where both fighters got to give a little bit. Now Tank is the A side, so I think that he should be like, okay, I'll come up to 140 and fight you, right? We can make it like I'll come up to 140, I'll fight you, but if I go to 140, you're gonna have to take this 35%, right? It's gonna be 65-35 split with the revenue. Right? I'll come up to 140. So I'll give a little bit, but you're gonna have to give a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Now, or we could fight at a catch weight at 138. We could fight at a catch weight
and give him some more money.
And we could do the 60-40 split.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We could fight at the catch weight and we could do the 60. So you pick which one you want. If I go to 140, you're gonna take this 35%. If we fight at the catch weight, I'll give you the 60-40 split, and we could do it like that. And I think that's more than fair because that's both fighters, they gotta give. You know what I'm saying? Both fighters gotta give something and take some. So that's perfect if you want to fight. But now, if you're talking about if we want to make the fight, you got to come down to 135, and I'm still only gonna give you 35% of 4. We not. That's not on either side. You know what I'm saying? And then if they do it that way, and Bill and Devin don't take the fight, then we got to look at them and y'all didn't want the fight. You didn't want the fight, and it ain't no rehydration clause, none of that.
I like that offer. I like that offer a lot.
And so I think that they should do that, man, and that will show everybody who really want to fight and who don't want to fight. Simple as that. And maybe both of them want to fight and they able to get the fight made. You know what I'm saying? But all of this talking on social media and between the camps and not ever putting no effort into making a fight happen, bro. You can't keep fooling me with that shit. And reason I'm talking about Devin and Tank instead of Shakur and Tank is because everybody acting like Shakur bomb all of a sudden. These niggas running around. I just had a nigga in my comments where he don't know shit about boxing. He just run his mouth all the time. He's still in here talking about Shakur's a bomb. It ain't no fight at 135 for Tank. He needs to move up to 140. John Wick. You know what I'm saying? You need to be watching the movie John Wick instead of watching boxing because you don't know shit about boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's what he needs to be doing. But I mean, honestly, man, I don't think none of us think that the Shakur fight is happening anytime soon. And it don't really have to be no rush for a Shakur fight because we know that Shakur gonna be at 135. And we know that Tank gonna be at 135. So that fight, you know what I'm saying, it can happen. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be no rush, but with Devin, it gotta fight. That shit gotta happen soon because that motherfucker Devin is big, dog.
Take your ass to watch John Wick. You don't know shit about boxing.
No, he don't know shit about boxing, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree, cuz look, the offer that you just made with if I got to come 38, I get some extra money. If I come to 40, I get some extra money. I like that shit, bro. I do want to see the initiative that Tank take to fight Devin. I would rather see him fight Devin next this Shakur, right? Because that's the fight that's have been building more. You understand? That's the fight that a lot of people feel like they want out here. A lot of people, this, that, and the third. And the press conference, that shit just go be, that shit go pushed over the top. They might can do more than 1.4. You know what I'm saying? With all the shit talk and things of that nature. Because
Bill know how to promote a motherfucking fight.
And I got my little cousin, right? So he catching on the boxing and shit. So he finally he finally, you know what I'm saying? He know who Tank is, but now, you know, I'm hipping him to Shakur. I ain't gonna lie, the Shakur fight, he said, man, that dude ain't shit, bro. He ain't. I had to break down to him who Shakur was, and then he was gonna watch the Devin fight, but the nigga he ain't want to pay his money. I told the nigga to tune in to he paid for Tank though, but I told him to tune in to my Instagram and shit. But I told him about Devin winning this shit, and I told him that he asked me, do Devin got a chance? I said, hell yeah, Devin got a chance, bro. He a boxer, right? He a hell of a boxer. And I always say this, Key, and I stand on this. When I said if Devin can get out of what people think of him, trying to make him be a fucking knockout orders and shit like that, and say fuck that, I'm gonna beat you at my game and box. Like I think he the most purest boxer out of all of them. Like I really believe that. So if he can stick to just boxing and like fuck y'all, like I don't give a fuck if y'all mad at me for me boxing and shit like that. He a problem for everybody, bro. Everybody, like the Regis fight, right? He could have took a chance to push forward and knock Regis out. I felt like he had a dead man in front of him in that fight, right? But he was in his groove and he stayed on the outside, and I can respect that. Just like I respect what Shakur did. And Shakur could have added a little more motherfucking offense, of course. But he stayed on the outside and he stuck to his game plan, right? If I catch your ass running into this motherfucker, I'm gonna run your ass into it. And Devin, he was running his ass into shit. You know, he didn't make the initiative to go forward and stop him, which I think he could have, right? But he stuck to his game plan. If he can do that, he can be dangerous for anybody, bro. But I think against Tank, I think the mind game's gonna be there, bro. I do, and I think he can't hit, he can't do this and that shit. I feel like that's really gonna play a part in the Devin and the Tank fight. And I feel like that's what's gonna get Devin caught. And I always say that, you know, Devin his engine looked better at 140. I give him that against Regis, but Regis he didn't press the action enough, but his balance and everything was off and shit like that. Somebody like a Tank, like you said, can you not go just fit an outbox Tank for no 12 rounds and think he's not fit to come and get you with fast feet, fast hands, a different IQ and things like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different type of scenario. So I feel like you go force Devin to fight the first time and then go get his ass in the back end. But you know, Devin he's a hell of a fighter, bro. So if he stick to just being himself, a pure boxer, then yeah, he gonna be problems for anybody, bro. Anybody, including Tank and Shakur.
Like I said, I favor Tank over Devin, but I'm gonna be honest, man. It's not a fight that I'll put money on. I wouldn't put no money on that fight. I wouldn't be that confident because, you know, I see, like, I've never seen Gervonta Davis in the ring with a fighter that's long and rangy like Devin and that could box like that and that got the footwork and that's quick like that, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if Devin, you know what I'm saying, won the fight on points. You know what I'm saying? Outbox Tank. I don't know. I do favor Tank, though, because I favor Tank, but it wouldn't surprise me if Devin was able to outbox him for 12 rounds. Because of the size advantage and you know, and Tank ain't never been in the ring with nobody that was that big that could box on that level. So I mean, it just like I said, but I still got Tank, you know. But hey, that's why we want to see him in the ring fighting each other. But let me read this super chat. My man Ultra Man said, "What up, Key and Money? What's happening with it, Ultra Man? Salute to you coming through." And
yeah, I thought you been reading that motherfucker. My bad.
My man Emmanuel Carter says, "Roy or Floyd ETB in their prime? Roy or Floyd?" Well,
man, this is a Roy Jones fan, man. Don't ask no question like that.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Overall, you gotta go with Floyd, like the overall career, but prime for prime, wasn't nobody touching Roy. Like when Roy and Floyd Mayweather was in their prime at the same time, it was Pretty Boy at the time, right? And Floyd Mayweather was number 2 on a pound for pound list, and Roy Jones was number 1. It was it was a big gap of separation. He wasn't nowhere near what Roy Jones was when Roy Jones was in his prime. Now, we know what Roy did. He stayed too long because he didn't know how to get out the game, but I know what Roy was in his prime. So
and Floyd took some things from Roy. You know what I'm saying? He admitted it.
Prime for prime.
Yeah, Floyd took a few things, but I'm a roll like Floyd, my guy. Like Floyd's my GOAT. But I love the fuck out of Roy Jones too, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie. Everybody wanted to be Roy, nigga. Just like motherfucker was saying Kobe, right? Everybody wanted to be Roy Jones. And that stench when Roy had his run, even though Floyd down the line made his shit, I don't think nobody was bigger than Roy at the time when Roy was having his run, bro, because he was doing shit that was just never seen in boxing, bro. He'd knock your ass out, hands behind his back, Like Roy was just talking that shit, coming out with music videos. Roy had his run, bro. He had this hell of a
Half
run.
of my shit got fire damage at the bottom and shit. So you know what I'm saying? Like it got water damage from the fire and shit, but it's
That boy still got that motherfucker. Look, go make sure that
but
motherfucker.
you know it was in the glass, but the
Right.
glass and everything busted, but this shit got, you know, all the
Right.
damage.
You go put it back in another glass?
All right, damage, huh?
You gotta put it back in another glass?
I'm gonna have to cut like the part where you know the shit that damaged. I'm gonna have to cut in there and put it in.
It don't look bad though. What it don't look like it's damaged a little bit.
It's you can't see it, but it's gaps and shit like it like that. It's
okay, I got
on
you.
the back. You know, I had to clean. It had all the fire smoke on it and shit. But
put some paint on that. Put some paint on that motherfucker and smack it back on the wall.
yeah, hey, I'm gonna do what it do with it for real.
Color that
but
motherfucker.
Man,
smack
that's why I always use the word prime for prime, right? When you because you got to be able to compare both fighters prime for prime. Like if you say prime for prime with Mike Tyson, even though he had a very, very short prime from probably like what 86 to 88.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? His prime was short. But man, that motherfucker prime for prime Mike Tyson. He another one.
The biggest thing on the planet, bro. Like, and you know you're the biggest thing on the planet when you go to China and they praise the fuck out of your dirty draws, bro. You know you're something different. I think Mike Tyson overall, like, yeah, Floyd made all that money, things of that nature. I think overall in boxing, outside of Muhammad Ali, I think Mike Tyson probably is the most, recognizable or biggest name outside of Muhammad Ali, bro. Like I'm talking about overall in boxing history. You know what I'm saying? Like those two names, Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali went to motherfucking to Iraq, bro, and had Saddam Hussein straight free hostages. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit that's outstanding shit.
When you talk about Mike Tyson, bro, they said that motherfucking Don King stole over 500 million from Mike Tyson.
Hell yeah.
And so imagine the money Mike was making, because you got to think Mike Tyson Punch Out was probably the biggest game ever in Nintendo.
Man,
Mike Tyson Punch Out with Mario, like them two of the Mario and Mike Tyson Punch Out, the two probably biggest games ever when you talk about Nintendo, right? All the money he was making from that. He had endorsements. Mike Tyson was the biggest name in the sporting world.
Yeah,
he was bigger than Magic Johnson and all of them dudes.
And so, boxing, Mike Tyson.
So if you think about motherfucker was able to steal $500 million of your money, think about how much money he was getting.
Because he was getting 100 to 100 million. Like you say, he blew through 100 million, bro. And he just giving shit away. Like
he was giving Rolls Royce. They said
Lamborghinis.
Yeah, they said he'll leave the car like here, don't worry about it. Lamborghinis and Rolls Royce, like, yeah, I don't want it.
Right, you can have it. Motherfucker, like what?
Yeah, and go buy another one and go buy another one and the whole, you know what I'm saying? Go back to wherever he had to buy another one.
Right. My brother,
had stupid money, bro.
Stupid money. Bro. And think back then too, Key, like that shit was way more back then than it is now.
Yeah, like stupid money, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bro. But when it comes to like me, right? I'm a styles make different fights, right? Now, I think like if you put Shakur versus Devin Haney, I think that Shakur beat Devin easier than Tank do because of the style. And that's not saying that Shakur is a better fighter than Tank, because when you say shit like that, then people get it twisted. Oh man, but you understand what I'm saying, right? Yeah, I think that's an easier fight for Shakur to beat Devin because of the styles, right? They both boxers, but when I look at Shakur, he do everything better than Devin when it comes to being a boxer. Defense better, sharper puncher, just everything to me. That's my opinion. Now, with him and Tank, it's a different style, right? It's a different style. But then when you put Tank and Shakur, you know what I'm saying? I think that Tank will give Shakur a harder fight because of his style. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I think Tank could give Shakur a harder fight than Devin Haney because of his style, but then I think that Devin will give motherfucking Tank a hard ass fight. because of his style. So it's just different styles that make different fights.
Right. I pick Tank and Shakur to beat Devin, but I do see Devin being in both fights. It's like you say, but style wise, I don't think Devin IQ is higher than Shakur IQ, and I feel like that's just show over the years of them sparring one another. You know what I'm saying? Like people say things, well, Devin, he got older, he got better. Well, Shakur got older, he got better as well. Like Bill won line when he said that we measure ourselves to see how good we get when we go, sports Shakur Stevenson. So I just think the IQs of thinking like boxers in the ring, I don't think Devin can outthink Shakur. You know what I mean? And I just think Tank, like you say, he got that motherfucking equalizer punch. That's just, if he catch your ass, he gonna hurt you, and Tank know how to finish you. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like you're saying, if you can stay on the outside, and because Tank, his arm's short, so you got to get in his wheelhouse. But his fast feet, the way the motherfucker can move his head, and the way he can force you to come to him. See, that's what Tank trick is that people don't pay attention to. He forced your ass to come to him because you think, oh, well, Tank, he finna come, here he come. But his ass be going backwards, and your ass be going forward. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And he'll run your ass into something. You feel me? So you have to really, really, really be smart, and stay smart with Gervonta Tank Davis. And you can't slip up. You know what I mean? You can't slip up. And I feel like Shakur get Tank the tougher fight because I just feel like he's more defensive minded. You know what I mean?
Yeah, defense stay on point from he can stay perfect with his defense from round 1 to 12.
Right. And we know Devin go sit down there sometime and fight your ass. And I feel like Devin sometimes assert himself by moving. Like against Regis, he did good because, like I say, Regis wasn't really putting no pressure on and forcing him to fight. Everything was going off Devin. Devin was working his jab good, right, running his ass into shit. But I just feel like with somebody like a Tank, they go force your ass to fight. I think force you to move more than you want to move, and then you go slow down at the end. You know what I mean? Because that's what I come Devin.
And my thing, right, when Tank, I look at it this way: when Tank closes, because he's gonna close the distance on both of them,
right?
Eventually, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what I'm trying to tell a lot of these clowns that don't know shit about boxing. They comparing Devin beating Regis to Tank, and I'm like, well, Tank has fast feet. He got footwork, right? So he ain't gonna just be following you around the ring, taking fucking punches. You know what I'm saying, for 12 rounds. Like Regis was. It's a completely different fight, right? He got a high ring IQ. He got good footwork. He quick. He got fast hands. All of that, right? And he hella athletic. So he's going to close the distance on Devin. And the difference is with me, Devin defense ain't on that level. If you close the defense on Devin, right, you're going to land some big shit on him, right? Especially in the inside, in mid-range. But with Shakur, he can fight a lot better than Devin can. Because see, people want to take the shit where they saw with De Los Santos and act like that was Shakur's whole career, sum that up. Like the man only had one fight, and that's all y'all can see from him is that one fight. That's how you know motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing. They just run and act like goofies and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I know that Shakur on the inside, he know how to fight inside, right? And he know how to fight very well at mid-range. So when Tank closed the distance on him, Shakur is still able to have A+ level defense on the inside. You know what I'm saying? He know how to block punches. He know how to counter punch. He know how to keep that distance to where he can still get off, you know. And so it'll be a nip and tuck fight on the inside unless Tank can just land some shit that Shakur don't see and put him to sleep, which is possible with anybody. But what I'm saying is his defense is at all levels, mid-range, outside, and inside. Devin, he need to be on the outside. You know what I'm saying? He need to keep the fight at that certain distance because his defense ain't on that level if you're able to close the distance on him. So that's the difference.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
So you know that's the difference, but you know, Tank gonna close the distance.
That's
you know he gonna close the distance, but then the question that I have about Tank, if he's having a hard time closing the distance, does he get frustrated? Let's see, we never got to see him in there with a fighter that has the boxing skills and in the movement. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing I want to know. Do Tank get frustrated? If he, you know, 5-6 rounds, he still ain't landed nothing big because he's used to being in the ring with fighters that's gonna be right there in front of him. Fighters that don't have no footwork. So whenever he get ready to land, he gonna land. You know what I'm saying? And when he land enough, he gonna eventually catch him, hurt him, and then catch him with some shit they don't see and put him to sleep. So it's a lot of questions, surrounding all of these fighters. That's why it get aggravating, man, being a fight fan and not being able, if you're a real fight fan, because let's keep it real, man. Let's just keep it a buck. Most of these dudes that's fanatics, they don't want to see these fights happen because they know it's a chance that their fighter can lose. You know what I'm saying? Like they know Devin Haney fans know it's a chance that Devin loses to Shakur and Tank. A lot of Tank fans know it's a chance that he could lose. So these motherfuckers don't want to see the fights happen. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a chance that Shakur could lose. I don't see no chance for him losing to Devin. I'm gonna just keep it real, because but I know it's a chance that he can lose the Tank. But I want to see that fight. It makes me want to see the fight more. Now, I'm not finna crown these dudes and call them this and that. And I'll never see him fight another great fighter.
That's why I say, man, I like the hyper boxing. I've been let that shit go. Like, so they can't fool me. You know what I mean? I learned my lesson a long time ago. You know what I mean? I'm one of them niggas that once I found out when I told you, Keith, my fucking first grade teacher lied to us about motherfucking Santa Claus in first grade when I caught her ass and I put on blast. So I always been that type, bro. Once I get out of something, I'm out of it. Like you can't convince me to come back or this, and like that shit ain't real. So it's like I see what boxing is and I take it for what it is, bro. Business. Like, and that's probably why I get off and motherfuckers be pissed off at, because I see the business side and I see what's really real. Like, okay, you motherfuckers talking about him and all that hype and all that shit, but he gonna do something totally different. And you motherfuckers gonna be sitting up here mad as fuck. Oh man, why is this and why? Like, motherfucker, it's business. Like, that's what they doing. That's what boxing is now. It's business. Everybody trying to get the biggest, buck out of their bang. And if I can fight motherfucking Joe Blow over Big Dog and still make the same amount of money, then that's exactly what I'm gonna do, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what I get with it. And we look at the promoters doing the same shit. They trying to milk it for everything they can get before they fight and do take a L, especially how the game is now. So it's like shit. It's just the nature of the beast now. So a lot of people gonna feel a certain type of way about the shit, but it ain't gonna change nothing. It ain't gonna change shit.
And that's why I said what I said in my last live stream, Money. Tell me if you agree with this. I said now boxing is 90% business and 10% competition. You know what I'm saying? 90% of this shit is business. Cause a lot of your motherfucking favorite fighters wouldn't be where they was at if they threw these motherfuckers in the pool and it was just like fight. You know what I'm saying? If they had a real ranking system in boxing and you had to move your way up, and in order to fight for a title in each division, you was gonna have to fight each other. A lot of these motherfuckers wouldn't be what who you think they are, because it's business, bro. That see, me and you understand that shit. Some people, it's a very few people that really understand that this shit is all smoke and mirrors. This shit is a facade that they selling us, bro. Shit is business. Business.
Facts.
Just like the music industry now. A lot of motherfuckers don't have talent, bro. If they look at you and they think that they can market you, don't worry about it. We're going to do the rest. We're going to make people listen to your shit.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's just business, bro. All this shit is business.
It's a machine. Yeah. Man, they go push your ass. They feel like they can make $1 off your ass. You, like you say, you ain't even got to have a whole motherfucker. You singing the chorus 50 times, one motherfucking bar in the chorus 50 times, and that's a hit. And all you doing is walk around singing the chorus all day. This motherfucker made $100 million off that shit.
Right, man. And it's sad that boxing has come to this. And I also think, man, that the fighters' mentality is different too. Because these fighters, they coming up and they looking at what Money Mayweather did. They don't realize what because they too young. and you know what I'm saying, to realize what Pretty Boy did. They looking at what Money Mayweather did, and that was I think it is like you don't want. I'm not finna blame that shit on Floyd. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
no.
it fucked a lot of things up for these young fighters coming up because, like you said, man, they want to get straight to a bag. That's it. You heard Jared Anderson shit. I'm in this to get a motherfucking bag.
Instant gratification.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. And that's how these fighters are. So, like you said, man, they looking at the situation. If I can make this much money and I ain't got to put my, you know what I'm saying? And I don't have to fight the best competition. I don't have to put my all on the line to do it. Shit, give me him. And give me him. Shit, this is a business. Deontay Wilder told y'all, he said, this ain't no motherfucking sport. He said, this is a fucking business.
Exactly, bro.
Ain't no sport no more.
I figured that shit out way back then.
Yeah, these fighters that's coming up now, they don't have the mentality. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that competition mentality. A very few of them do. It's a few fighters that do, right? And we don't respect them like that. You know what I'm saying? Them fighters that really do, I don't think they get the respect that they deserve. Look at Errol Spence. Look how many people dogged out Errol Spence. He really was, and you know what I'm saying? He was in it for the longest time. He wanted to fight the best. Now I think he kind of drifted off and looking at the money after everything that he went through. But he was a dog like that. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
AB was a dog like that, even though he couldn't beat none of even though AB couldn't beat none of the motherfucking top fighters, but he fought him.
Yeah.
And we gotta give him his respect. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, these fighters, they don't have that mentality. It's all about a bag and how fast can I get to the bag? How fast can I become a star?
Uh-huh.
Like you said, you got the people around them preaching, nah, you ain't gotta fight, man. Fuck with the fans. But that's Leonard Ellerby. Leonard Ellerby, every time you get to talk about, man, you know, Tank, you ain't gotta worry about this. You know, you ain't gotta worry about none of them other fighters. And that was what they preached to Tank. That Tank ain't coming in the game, man. Tank came in the game, want all the smoke, believing in himself. Leonard Ellerby fucked his head up with that shit. Leonard Ellerby and Floyd Mayweather, but at the same time, it's like, okay, everything that we said came true, right? You ain't need to put yourself in harm's way to get to this bag like that. Everything that we said came through. So it's like, okay, it's easy to influence, you know, with money.
Yeah.
Because they all fighting for money at the end of the day.
Exactly, bro. To get out the fucking ghetto, to get out the hood, to change your whole motherfucking life like that, you go follow suit. You know what I'm saying? Because you went from a motherfucking matchbox house to a motherfucking 20-bedroom mansion. You know what I'm saying? Got all the motherfucking cars you ever wanted, money in it, man. Come on now. You ain't gonna try to turn away, but if you like that, you'll wake up pretty soon and say that, all right, it's time for me to do this and do that.
Yeah.
But shit, it's hard to break a motherfucker out that mode when you putting in that bread.
Floyd, bro. Floyd is and what's happening with it? KQ in the building.
The OG KQ was going down, sure. OG.
But Floyd is real. He's real influential. He's real influential in the things that he preach. But see, if you really look at Floyd and listen to what he say, he preached the opposite of what he did in his career, right? Because Floyd preached about keeping all your faculties, you know, just getting the money and not having to fight the best competition. Because if you listen to what he's saying in so many words that we telling these fighters, right? It's about the business. It's about, you know, doing this, and that without taking any chances, right? But Floyd took a lot of chances in his career because he fought dogs. You know what I'm saying? People always want to down Floyd and act like that. Oh, he just picked and chose all his opponents. Nah, he didn't do that shit until the end stages of his career.
Right.
Floyd was fighting dogs. But see, he don't preach that to these fighters because I think a part of Floyd don't want nobody to come and surpass his legacy.
Right, Key, right. You don't want nobody to be better than
you know what I'm saying? So Floyd is perfectly fine with Tank retiring next year with nobody on his resume because he gonna come back and he gonna tell you ain't nobody did it like I did it. I fought this person, I fought these many champions. Who else did that?
What I done in my career is,
and I got the money.
Here you go, keep what I done in my career is, you see, as a youngster, right? I didn't worry about the money. I wanted to fight the best, so I knew over time the money will come. So when you look at me being a 5 division world champion, when you look at me beating the most champions ever in boxing history, the highest gate, the biggest paydays, I got the less punches land on me. I land the highest percentage on my opponents. No other fighter has done that. That motherfucker don't want nobody to be over him, bro. Ever in history.
Yeah. And so I see right through that shit, dog. That's why he preached that shit, because as long as he got an influence on these fighters, they gonna go the way, the Money Mayweather way, right? And he gonna be able to look back and say, ain't nobody did it how I did it, because I fought all of the best, right? In 2 different eras, and I got the money.
And then
y'all might have made a lot of money, but y'all ain't did it how I did it. So he knows that their legacy is never gonna be talked about with his.
Key, damn shit on their ass, they do make their little money. I mean, they make a little money. These kids out here, they make a few millions and things like that. And then they get over. But where my bag at? I still got $100 million check that I haven't even touched yet. I make smart investments, right? I don't ever have to box again ever in my life. Like, Floyd, we know this shit. That motherfucker,
he say the same shit every time.
Every time, bro.
Yeah, so Floyd slick, man. Floyd ain't one of them dudes that want Gervonta Davis to pass him, or Carmel Moulton to come up and pass him, or Shakur to pass him, or Devin to pass. He don't want that. You know what I'm saying? But luckily for him, they'll never pass Floyd, because they ain't never gonna fight the competition that he fought.
Right.
In the way that boxing is ran now, it'll be impossible for them to do what he did. These fighters only fighting 1 time a year, 2 times at the most.
Right, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Once or twice a year, 2 times at the most.
Slick ass Floyd, boy. I didn't get this boxing 20 plus years of my career to say no fighter is better than me. No fighter at all. That motherfucker was the most self-centered motherfucker I ever met in my life.
Well, he is, but man, he got a deep influence on the generation that's come up in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Because like he did it for 2 generations. He did it in the 90s through the motherfucking
3 generations.
2010s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he got that influence in them, in the dudes that's coming through now. That's, they ain't see the Floyd in the 90s. They only saw the late Floyd, the one that was the Money Mayweather, making the big bucks and maneuvering and, picking and choosing and fighting whoever the fuck he wanted to. And all these niggas think that they Money Mayweather or want to be Money Mayweather.
Facts, Steve. Everybody. That's what I be saying too. Like, they just think that shit just supposed to come to them, bro. But that's the era we living in. You know what I mean? They go beat motherfuckers who you supposed to beat. You know what I mean? And now you the best ever. You know what I mean? Or no, I call shots. Or you ain't did it. Boy, you ain't fought no damn body yet. You know what I mean? You ain't beat nobody. You got 1 or 2 good names on your fucking resume. And now, everybody making your ass out to be this, that, and third. Like, man, sit y'all ass down somewhere.
And boxing fans is changed now, bro. Boxing fans is way different. And like, boxing fans is casual, bro, because they don't know the ins and outs, but they don't know who such and such fought. All they know is what they like. Boxing fans will try to get and argue with you, and all these motherfuckers did was watch a couple TikToks on the fighter.
All right.
Now they trying to argue with you, telling you, oh man, he beats everybody. He like, bro, you don't even know what the fuck you talking about. You don't know who he fought. You don't know who he ain't fought.
Mm-hmm.
And so the boxing fan is a casual fan now. Most of the boxing fans is casual fans. Then you got the other fans that think that they real, but all they do is listen to motherfuckers that got shows and lie all day. Mm-hmm. Come on 4 hours, nigga, and talk about 4 hours worth of fucking lies.
and then try to come use that shit on you.
And then they sit up and listen to that shit every day, and then try to use that shit on you. It ain't did near research.
Right.
Yeah, but, hey, bro. Hey,
then, nowadays, what I hate about motherfuckers when they praise that O, like if you praising the O, they kind of fuck boxing up. That O,
you do.
Oh, that O fuck boxing up, boy. No motherfucker want to take chances, or they feel like that O go just, oh man, I need my O, or I'm undefeated. Like that what really fuck boxing up. Motherfuckers afraid to take them chances because they're afraid they gonna lose. And you know what I'm saying? Like you say, the boxing fans nowadays, you take one loss, and boy, you ain't shit. Lord knows you ain't nothing. So
and it fucked the mentality of these fighters up too, because now they don't want to take an L, because now when they take an L, you know what they got to do? They pull up their phone and bam, everybody on their helmet. So you motherfuckers scared to take an L. And then it fuck up the business because the promoters use that against them. Well, now you took an L your last fight, now we can pay you less.
Right.
And it wasn't ran like that, man. Like when you know what I'm saying, coming up watching boxing, motherfucker in a good ass fight take an L, they running it back.
Right, bro.
They run it back. They might lose, you know what I'm saying? Then like that shit didn't mean nothing, bro. We couldn't talk about, oh man, he lost to such. We didn't give a fuck if Holyfield took an L.
Right.
We didn't care if Sweet Pea or Pernell, we want, or Oscar De La Hoya, whoever the fuck it was, took an L. We want to see what they was gonna do in their next fight. That was it. That's all. We didn't care about what their record was, because that was the era where you got to see a motherfucker might not have a good record come out of nowhere and knock out your favorite fighter. You know what I'm saying? And surprise the fuck out of you.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? We never gonna see a fighter make a run and have a second great half of his career that got 4 losses on his record number. Right, we ain't gonna be able to get to see shit like that. We was able to get to see shit like that, right? Another thing where boxing has changed that I hate, dog, that I absolutely hate, is these refs with all this betting that come in play. They don't let these fighters fight no more. Like they take away the chance of a fighter having a dramatic comeback.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was watching, bro. I was watching the Regis and Devin Haney fight. And I kept seeing fucking Jack Reese intervene in the fight, and he was telling Regis that he was thinking about stopping the fight.
I seen
like you got early, and I ain't even talking about late. I'm talking about doing like the 5th, 6th round.
When he went out to the corner and shit, I remember.
Yeah, it was like, you know, man, you got to show me something, man. Is you all right? I'm thinking about stopping. And Regis is like, bro, I'm good. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And they do that shit too much in boxing. And now gone are the days where you seeing the fighter getting their ass beat, and then in the 11th, 12th round, this motherfucker that came back with a devastating knockout. They don't give us a chance to see that shit no more.
And kids, motherfucking face bloody, ass swole. You know what I mean?
Like, what the fuck is we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? This is a gladiator sport. This is what they signed up for. You know, if they corner want to throw in the towel, let their corner throw in the towel. These refs need to stop intervening, bro. And like, just even when they got little pussy ass cuts, cut be just a normal cut. Oh man, ready to fight off. I'm like, what the fuck going on? Knockout, what's happening with it? He said the refs are trash. Yeah, man, it's changing the sport. Like, it's taking away what we was able to see. They don't give the fighters chances no more.
Exactly, bro.
But man, anything else you want to cook on before I get up out of here?
No, I just wanted to touch on a few things you were touching on, man. You was having a good ass bill. I just wanted to come and steal some of your clout, some of your thunder. You feel me? Come slide through this bitch, say what's up to the people and things of that nature. As always, coming on this bitch, kicking with my brother, kicking it to the people. The chat always coming through showing love, so I just wanted to jump on this thing and show a little love. That's all.
Yes, sir, man. And I appreciate everybody that came in here. Everybody that showed love and supported the channel. Man, hey, it's we got a lot of bad things, but we got some good things going on in boxing too, man. And I'm looking forward to see what's gonna happen with this Amazon Prime PBC situation. Hey, we got to see, man. I know that PBC they have to be looking for other platforms because 13 shows in a year is not enough. So we know that they're gonna be displaying looking to do business with other platforms. But man, I just hope that is different, man, because as a boxing fan, I don't like, well, we over here, and now if this fighter is with this other promotional company, he got to come here or the fight won't happen. Like, I don't like this, showing who got the biggest nuts, because it take away from the excitement of boxing, and it take away fights that fans want to see.
Just like wrestling, we had the WWE, the WWF and shit. We always wanted to see certain wrestlers wrestle the other wrestler. So I feel like even with them going on Prime, it's gonna be easy access to the fight. People keep saying how that shit gonna work. Just like we watch Thursday Night Football on Prime. You get the app and they gonna have to fight on that bitch you look at, unless it's a pay-per-view fight that they charge you for, right? Just like the Zone and shit like that. So 13 events, right? Because that's what it is, 13 cards in 1 year. Yeah, they gotta be looking for somewhere else, because that's damn sure ain't enough. So that's probably what they just the number they probably had to came up with the slots that they got over there on that date. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why they had to probably minimize it at 13. But Al go pop up with something though. He too sharp of a businessman. Yeah.
They need another network deal, bro.
He gonna find someone. I think
we need another Fox, NBC, or some shit like that. You know what I'm talking about? Because man, they got a huge roster, and all of the, you know what I'm saying, I'm a fan of PBC, or I love Top Rank or the Zone, all that shit out the window.
Yeah,
it's fighters on these rosters, man, that need a chance to be able to fight on a normal basis. And a lot of these fighters is sitting on the shelf. I talked about this in one of my videos. Like, you see Rashidi Ellis, right? I'm gonna use him as a. He left a horrible situation at Golden Boy because they wouldn't give him no fights. And to keep it a buck, he went to another horrible situation.
Kind of worse or shit.
He left Golden Boy because they was doing it wrong with the PBC, and he got one fight over there, lost, and they ain't put him back on. So it's kind of like, man, the Gary Antoine Russells, even though they said that he turned down a fight or something, I don't know. But he should, before all of that, he should have been fighting at the level. He should have been fighting 4-5 times a year. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of bullshit, and I hope that they don't have the same bullshit with these new deals that they're getting on the PBC. Because man, I just want to see these fighters active.
I'm with you on that 120%, bro. Like I say, we never bang no motherfucking promotional companies or no fucking platform. I don't give a damn. I got every platform out there: ESPN Plus, The Zone, Showtime, had HBO, whatever they putting boxing on, we go show this shit. So it wasn't never about hating on no. Even when they were trying to say we was mad at motherfucking BLK Prime, we weren't pissed off at no BLK Prime on that. We had all the reasons on why we weren't watching certain fights. But other than that, we paid for the Adrian Broner fight. We watched the other fights. It don't matter where the fuck it's at. If it's a good fight, we go watch it. So, yeah, they got to come out with a different platform, bro, to get these people involved, because boxing is kind of, I ain't going to say it's dead, because it ain't going to never die, because you still got big names out there. But to get it to the level, where you want it at, where you can try to compete with these other sports and make motherfuckers happy and shit like that, you most definitely got to have a secure platform showing the names that are not just we got this little card of, these up-and-coming fighters, and they headline like some showbox shit. You need a platform showing the big names and the big fights that's go, touch the masses and make motherfuckers interested again. You know what I mean? If you want to make the money that these motherfuckers asking for. So, yeah, we most definitely going to be looking into that to see, what different move, Al Heyman going to make. But like I say, he was coached by the best of the best, man, at Clarence Avant. So it's like, I know he going to bust a move. I ain't never worried about Al Heyman coming through on finding a platform, for boxing, because that motherfucker connected in more ways than one. So you just got to sit back and see what it's gonna be. And like he was saying, though, is it gonna be a Fox or something like that can get to the masses easier, than before? So we just have to see that shit play out.
What I think they would be perfect is you got the Amazon Prime, right?
Yeah.
I think they need 3 platforms. And listen to what I'm saying. I think they need Amazon Prime. Then you have another platform to where it's like an NBC or Fox or something like that, right? And then you have another platform on YouTube, right? So on YouTube, so on the Amazon Prime and the network, you display all of your top fighters, your top tier level fighters, right?
Right.
Then you make a YouTube platform where everybody can watch. You have a weekly show on YouTube to where you got all these other fighters.
Yeah.
That ain't getting no shine. You put on events with them. You put on events with them. That way, they can work their way to the bigger platforms and have them work their way to the bigger platforms.
Yeah.
And that way everybody get their fights in. You able to build up the talent, get them the recognition that they deserve, get them the eyes on them, and everybody get, you know what I'm saying? Everybody get their fights in, everybody eat.
Facts. That's like when Golden Boy, they had that Facebook thing on. That was nice. They used to have the numbers in there. Then like you say, Beyond the Bell, like the UK, the Brits, they do, like the Zone do Beyond the Bell and shit. So that's a hell of a way of thinking, bro. So will they follow that blueprint? We don't know. But if I do follow that blueprint, my brother Key need 15%. Goddamn me, straight like that. Oh, 15% too. No taxes, motherfuckers. No taxes.
Fee say fighters are spoiled. That's cool. If you can spoil and sit your ass on the motherfucking bench, you either going, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause that just thinking that you just gonna make millions and millions for fighting nobody and all that shit's that's dumb.
Exactly. Shit.
You know what I'm saying? If you not already established like a Tank Davis or something like that's done with. Those days are over. So it's either you can fight, build up your name to get to that position, or you sit your motherfucking ass on the bench.
What's that key? Ain't no the zone money getting tossed around this motherfucker.
Right, bro. Ain't no DAZN money. Remember, PBC was tossing around, giving away money when they first started.
Yeah.
So that shit, they tried that and they seen that model didn't work. So that's not gonna happen no more. But YouTube, boxing live on YouTube. So put on, you know what I'm saying, these fighters that we don't get to see, like a Rashidi Ellis, Gary Antoine Russell, a lot of these up and coming fighters, put them on YouTube, and then let them build a following and work their way up to the Amazon Prime and in the network TV.
Facts. Hey, y'all come rock out with me tonight at 9 p.m. Central Time, man. Come fuck with your boy Money B. And BLK Prime, they had one big time fight and put their damn self out of business.
Hey, man. Yeah, make sure that y'all go rock out with Money Brown, man. He gonna be over there cooking tonight. Make sure that y'all go show him love and support. Make sure that y'all hit my like button if y'all ain't already hit the like button. Diana, salute and blessings to the Queen Diana. I appreciate you, Diana, because you always come through and you show love and support. So I appreciate that highly.
Diana Queen, I love Diana as well, bro.
Yeah, definitely, man. And salute to everybody that came through. Hit the like button. I appreciate y'all, and y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.